What's up, world? Welcome to the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast, where commentary, debates, and beats collide as two brothers try to break it down like nobody else can.
That's right. I'm the opinionated one, Kwesi.
And I'm Kwaku, the one that's here for the ride.
We're here to bring you the hottest discussions, the freshest takes, and the most electrifying debates straight from the heart of the culture.
Each week, we dive deep into the rhymes and reasons of life, from the streets to the sweets, pop culture, and everything in between.
So whether you're just vibing out or just looking for some real talk from some real brothers, you've come to the right place.
Yes, sir, because it's about to get real. This is the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast.
Sit back, relax, and check the rhyme and reason with us. Let's dive in.
Are back. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all the stuffs. Chinese New Year, everything.
It's February.
Exactly. We missed it all. 100%. Everything flew by.
Damn. Man, that's life for you.
100% adult life and everything in between.
Sheesh.
Let me get this timer up because I forgot to put it up before we started the recording. But I guess we could start with the life updates. How you been, brother?
Tired.
As a co-host of this very revolutionary show that we have here.
You say co-host, but I feel like I'm just a worker. Like I'm just
That's
a worker
crazy. Because I'm definitely a co-host also. Don't worry, we both working. That's the point.
Co-host. Yeah, okay.
We are co-hosts of each other.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? That's what co means. In tandem, we are together.
Hey, I'm right. Love it. Lovely. He's saying all this, but I'm just a worker.
But I mean all that.
Uh-huh.
Man, the goal is to get a sponsor. So next time when we open this up, we could say powered by
if
sponsored by.
Any sponsors are listening, please give us money.
If you're looking for two
Forget all that.
extraordinarily
Just give us money, please.
enthusiastic
We need money.
young fellows,
We would like to live better lives.
he's asking for one thing.
I
would like that
want
one thing
money,
also, but I'm
like
saying it
lots
nicer.
of it. Forget all that. I'm not sugarcoating. We want money. That's the point of this. You gonna leave that in?
Yeah, 100%. I told you we on a time crunch, and this is what you decided, and whatever's on the record stays on the record. All right, cool. I got my timer up this time. Timers will sound only when PC is awake. Okay, cool. Yeah, but is that your life update? Life's just been lifing.
Yeah, man.
In particular, you wanna?
Life's just been lifing. I don't want to announce anything, so yeah, no.
Yeah, you had some good developments. Don't worry, I didn't put you on the spot. Don't worry.
So yeah, just life.
Well, I'm gonna say same. Life's been lifing. We took a short hiatus.
Short. It's been like 7 months.
Nah, it hasn't been that long. Probably. When was the last episode? Probably like October-ish, November.
5, 6.
No.
7 months.
Probably September-ish.
A lot of months in between.
Probably September-ish, maybe. But
this is why we need money sponsors, please.
Also, life's been lifing. Got a new job. Quit said job. That's all I want to touch on.
I want to ask a question.
No, if it's extremely personal,
it's not extremely
personal. Go ahead.
Because
and I
found out about this.
I will withstand the right to deny and not answer.
I found out about this last night, yesterday, right? And you said that you're now out here selling.
Hey, no, don't.
So no. I want clarification. Is it true?
Is it true?
Are you selling ED pills?
This man. I was joking.
Are
with
you slinging?
I was joking with you.
Are you slinging penis crack on the street?
I will not lie to you. There is a need for it though. With all the aging people in our society, I recognize there's a need.
Sir, the ED people aren't gonna sponsor us.
Listen, you keep talking.
No
you keep talking like this. Blue Chew might hit us with an email.
Yeah, I will wait on it. Okay.
Blue Chew might hit with an email.
We average 2 listeners a month. Blue Chew. That's 2 people. We don't even know.
Listen, Blue Chew will take the money, bro. As long as they sign up and they leave their card information there, Blue Chew don't care.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, you know what, Blue Chew, bring it. I would actually like to test your product. I don't have any problems, but I want to test it. Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't know the brand, but who makes Honey Pack? Whatever that company.
I don't want that one. That one gives you headaches.
And you're aware of that one.
I've read studies.
Okay. Well, then hopefully you could add your links to the studies in the bio here.
Yeah, you know, they got to give us the money first. Ain't nothing for free over here.
All right. Those are the life updates for us. Should we just get going?
It's funny,
with this,
life updates and we said nothing.
Yo, you said less than I did.
Said
I did
nothing.
a good amount.
I mean, life is life. You know, stuff happens. You react to stuff, and
Well,
even more stuff happens. You know,
what I will also say too. If they want to know more about us, then subscribe.
facts. Y'all should listen.
Hit the likes.
Ask us questions.
Exactly.
Okay, we might not answer them, but you should ask them anyway.
Then we'll spill more
Yeah.
if we need to, or
Yes.
if it requires.
Treat us like your favorite rapper.
Which one do you think is everybody's favorite rapper? Ending of last year, going into this year.
It's pretty obvious.
We'll get to that. But we take these lists over here. I do want to say prayers and condolences and or just heartfelt shout out to anybody out there in that area experiencing the California fires.
Is it finished or is it still happening?
Good question.
I mean, last I heard, it was still going on.
Yeah, that's. I was under the impression that it's still something they're trying to get in control, and even if it's not in control now, like just the damage that it's caused.
Yeah,
and all the insurance issues I heard that was going on around that.
Listen.
So
anybody who has to deal with insurance, my heart goes out to you.
Sending prayers to the families and everything, and all the people who may have lost property. I know how that goes. That's some joint.
And everything else. Yeah.
But yeah, let's not dwell on some sad stuff. Let's
Yeah, he says that. Wait until you hear the next topic.
Go ahead. Nah, I'll let you introduce it, man.
No,
I did 2 back-to-back introductions. What's the next joint?
The next topic is
since you're very strong, you have very strong opinions and propositions and
the next
statements for this point.
The next topic is the Cheeto Man. Okay,
Chester.
If you don't know, yes,
talking about Chester.
Yes, the Cheeto Man. If you don't know who the Cheeto Man is, okay, you need to Google it.
He's a tiger, right?
Sure.
The leopard, right? He's a leopard,
yes,
right?
He preys on things.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I love how you're continuing this metaphor. Go ahead. Yeah. He preys on things, and he suckers you in to his Cheeto antics.
He started getting me in.
Well,
I'm here living.
There's a reason. There's a reason he's in the position he's in, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Looking out for numero uno. You already know.
So is he actually?
Who's funny. Numero uno?
He's looking out for numero uno too, right. And his supporters are now learning that he doesn't care about them at all. Mm-hmm. So, I'm here for that.
Just for the people, my brother has very strong feelings about the current president of the United States.
His name's the Cheeto Man. Yeah, it's what's funny.
Name rhymes with rump.
Sure, but what's interesting about all this?
I'm listening.
He might actually hear this somehow, some way, because they're crazy.
You want the FBI there. On this, huh?
Hey, you know what that means? We got listeners.
It's funny, man. Top subscriber, FBI. Like,
that'd be hilarious. He sells you this dream and then turns around and snatches it from you.
That's crazy.
And all the while you're saying, here, take it.
Pause. Yeah, gotta
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought we were done with the pauses.
No. We're gonna pause when required. But nah, so is there anything that you want to shed some light on this DEI thing? Because that's on the topic list over here.
I think that people are setting us back 60, 70 years by capitulating to this man, listening to this man, entertaining this man, and everything that he's about, really, because we made a lot of progress in those 60, 70 years because all the stuff that he's promoting right now literally happened within his lifetime. Okay, so everything he's taking away literally went into place when he was a child.
Yeah.
And we're going backwards. And I just can't understand why people are supporting that, especially when you consider that a lot of the people that benefit from all of these things are white people. Somehow, some way, these things were put into place to help people of color, gain some form of equality in the workplace, in society, and everything like that. But white people, specifically white women, benefit the most from things like these. And somehow they don't like it and they want it to go away. But then tomorrow they wake up, these things are gone, and all of a sudden they're saying, why can't I do X, Y, and Z?
It's because you co-signed the stuff that.
And I don't understand how they're not seeing this. It's like, I have never seen a situation where someone will literally tell you what they're going to do, and you'll say, yes, please go and do it. And then after they do it, you say, well, I didn't know they were going to do that. Mm-hmm. I can't understand that.
My question for you, I was going to say, in any particular evidence, just to like dig deeper, why you say the white women thing?
Because it's true.
Okay.
Like DEI,
yeah.
It stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Correct.
And as far as the workplace goes, diversity can literally just mean a different gender from the norm, and the norm is male. So diversity can just stand for woman. And I don't know if you know this, but there's like 2 women for every man on the planet. Mm-hmm. So there's more women.
Yeah, they're beating us, I know.
So that's who benefit from this a lot. I know people want to say that, black people and people of color benefit from this. And that is true. But at the same time, if you look at the breakdown of, I don't know, the top 10 Fortune 500 companies, there are probably more white women at those companies than there are women of color. Mm-hmm. So it's an easier way, I should say, not easy, but it's an easier way for white women specifically because the white man doesn't want to give the colored person X, Y, and Z. So it's easier for them to turn and say, oh, I'll just give it to the white chick. I mean, look at the press secretary. She has 0 qualifications. Somehow she got that job. Look at the previous press secretary. Yeah. Plies put a post up.
This man said Plies.
Yes.
You're gonna quote
yes.
Plies.
Yes, you damn right.
Crazy. Okay, I'm listening.
Yes. He's actually a very conscientious person, which is kind of surprising considering the music he makes.
It, baby.
But yeah, he put up like a graphic comparing the current press secretary with the previous press secretary. And there's no comparison. But somehow, some way, people have been led to believe that DEI means people of color get to do things that other people don't. And that's not true. And this is part of the problem. They will look at you and lie to you and then do the thing that they say shouldn't be done. Because if this was really about DEI, the current press secretary wouldn't have her job. Yeah. She's underqualified. It's true.
Man, I agree with your first half of all the sentiments you're saying, because I just don't understand how a lot of this stuff that rolled into place, especially when he was young, is supposed to be helping the betterment of a lot of the stuff that we have going on. But then it's like, it's funny because you're right, like he just coerces everybody to believe that these are the issues when this ain't really the issues we should be focusing on.
Yes.
All right, and then it's like, all right, why would you logically get rid of this type of situation when this is the most ideal right now?
Yes.
So.
And then you couple all of these things with the fact that living life is just hard.
Yeah.
And he's intent on making it harder. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get rid of everything that's supposed to make life easier for people.
What I think is crazy is like a lot of the I don't want to say a lot because I don't really know the exact percentages and numbers, but even the people within his party and stuff are going like, all right, why is he doing all this? Like within the party too, I heard.
I don't trust any of those people. Like, I don't trust any of those people as far as I can throw a pebble.
That's it.
Okay? Because no, if they were that concerned, they wouldn't be supporting him.
And they wouldn't have let it happen.
None of his handpicked cabinet members would have their jobs if they were really concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been pushing every single one of them through.
Well, then let's roll, because then you did the DEI part. So like, I'm unfamiliar and I haven't kept up on it. But like, after he gets inaugurated, he had to like publicly state who's gonna be in his joint.
So he basically gets to pick
But,
his
like,
cabinet members.
It was on the spot, or obviously he's been thinking about it for a minute, and he has to like.
He
submit stuff or
he will
whatever.
he would come up with a list of people for the different positions, and then he'll submit that to Congress, and then Congress is going to do like these committee hearings and things like that.
Yeah, background checks, official
Basic,
joints,
yeah,
and stuff,
question them and see if they're qualified for all the position that they're about to hold and things like that, and then they have to confirm them. But it's all a waste of time because the Republicans control Congress, they control the House of Representatives. So if even after these hearings, guess who the tying vote is? The tying vote is the vice president.
And then he going.
So even there's it's a waste of time because every single one of these crazy people are being confirmed, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Yeah.
They're confirming a lady for what is it? I'm forgetting the agency. I think it's the NSA. Basically, she would head an intelligence agency. But this lady has been caught in questionable circumstances related to Russia. Why would you want somebody like that in charge of the intelligence agency, one of the intelligence agencies for the United States of America? Like, what point does that, why?
Yeah, nobody conflict of interest.
Then on top of that, you have a crazy man that you're putting in as the health secretary. The dude, he's literally come out and said he had worms in his brain. And now he's the head of the health. Like, what is that?
You know what I think is kind of crazy too? It's like, I don't know. I feel like, and it just sucks because we're going to have to like experience and live with the fallout of this a little bit, but I don't know, like how much chaos do we need to see in order for people to be like understand like, all right, we was acting dumb. Like, do you think that's like I can't help but think sometimes like maybe we just got to see all this shit fall apart just for people to think clearly.
I wouldn't advocate for that.
I'm not advocating for it, but like I'm like sometimes I be thinking like maybe that's what it takes.
I think that's a position that a lot of black people are taking, and while I can understand why they would take those positions, it's not something that I would advocate for the simple fact.
100%.
Yeah, for the simple fact that a lot of the times, if you take a seat in moments like these and just wait for things to get out of hand, things will get out of hand.
Yeah.
And then you'll find yourself wondering, damn, how did things get this far? And then you'll find yourself wondering, how am I in this war right now?
Yeah.
Because that's essentially where these
happen.
types of things lead. I'm not going to say that that's what's about to happen, but when you have a person who essentially wants to be a king in charge of an entire country, and then you have somebody that's not even affiliated with the government having access to a bunch of information that they're not supposed to have access to. And then you have countries like China and Russia already doing whatever it is they want on the world stage. You're essentially one of the very few countries that can more or less hold them in check.
Yeah, rectify.
And you have chaos at home. What do you think is going to happen to the rest of the world? You're alienating you're alienating yourself from the world, and then you're also alienating your allies. Why are we in a trade war with Russia, with Canada and Mexico?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I understand Mexico because of the cartels and the drugs and all this. I get that. But what did Canada do? What did Canada do?
For anybody listening, he's a very Canadian fan over here.
I love Canada. It's lovely.
Not a bad place. I get it though. I completely understand. I don't understand why we looking over there too. I'm just like, bro, like that's no concern to us right now. But I won't lie. You prefaced me, and you do have a lot of strong thoughts.
Listen,
Anybody listening who wants to hear more of
I
this
could
man's
talk
opinions
about this
or more, both our
for
opinions,
hours
we're gonna keep it rolling though.
because
Because then this leads down some hills and stuff.
it's
and
funny. Because history is repeating itself.
It is.
And
But-
nobody seems to care. Well, I'm not going to say nobody seems to care, but nobody seems to be making these parallels on a larger stage because this is exactly what happened in the 30s
Yeah.
on a
The
continent.
thing is, I think people who are logically thinking are thinking it. It's just,
Yes.
I just think the society we currently live in is like, I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes you try to put your opinion out there, and like people are like saying that you're like running with it as a fact, and then some people are running with it as a fact. So
Yes.
it's like not even like unjustified, but then it's like hard to get people to like just think critically. Like, all right, listen, bro, I'm just saying this so you could think from this perspective and understand that we're in a crazy position right now, And I don't know, people are a little scared to really speak this stuff, and then the ones that are speaking this stuff aren't really necessarily. I don't want to say educated. I don't want to say anybody's dumb, but they're not really stating any like type of thing that hold merit or fact.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think we're in a weird middle state right now.
It's social media, man. It's social media. Nobody is willing to have this conversation. Well, I'm not going to say nobody's willing to, but a lot of people don't want to have this conversation face to face. But they will sit behind a keyboard and spout the craziest
the
things.
Nonsense. Let's just we'll stick with
You're gonna
Mr.
have to
Cheeto
cut
Man,
that
as you
in
said.
in half.
What?
The whole Cheeto Man.
No. I'm gonna leave it. So, but let's transition a bit. Let's do on the lighter stage. I know since our hiatus, we haven't been here in a minute, but I actually wanted to ask you how you felt about the Snoop thing. I know it wasn't for the actual inaugural ball, but like the whole crypto ball he did, that was in sponsor of Trump, and then how he was claiming that anybody that performs for anything associated with that man is basically a coon.
I think there's.
And then it ties into our ending topic later. That's why I kind of wanted to touch on that like slightly. You don't have to go on like a whole diatribe, but I just want your opinion on it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was hypocritical. I ain't gonna
Yeah. I think it is hypocritical, and I also think that money just talks to certain people.
Yeah. Especially when you like in a whole new tax bracket, like I gotta do what I gotta do to eat.
Which is kind of crazy because he doesn't have to do that. I mean, he owns death row.
It's funny. Prior to this man, well, I feel like he's low key always been on like a subtle run, but especially when it comes to sponsorship, I don't really mean music wise. But like he was in like a lot of commercials over the past like 5 years, and then he's doing this.
He still is.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, can it really just be the money?
I think it has a lot to do with the money.
Okay.
And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, which is, especially where you come from, where Snoop comes from, and then all the stuff you probably possibly went through, and then what you have to do to get there to where you are now. I guess I kind of understand that it's like, I don't owe anybody anything, but at the same time, when you get up to that point, it's like, if you're going to be a role model or like a public figure, you kind of do owe people stuff now. Like you kind of chose that position, no?
I mean, I wouldn't.
I don't say like necessarily, but like it's like, all right, you kind of have like a civil obligation kind of.
I hesitate to agree with the whole role model thing because I don't think people should be looking up to other people,
Okay.
or holding them to a higher standard. Because at the end of the day, they are people. They're
fallible.
person. Exactly. So you can't look up to somebody and then say, "Well, you did this, so X, Y, and." I think that would be on you as the individual because
Like you choose
put
who your model is.
exactly you put your faith into a person that is liable to make mistakes, and I don't think that that's something that we should be doing as a society. as far as the decision he chose to make, you're absolutely right. I think he is 100% hypocritical. But at the end of the day, they get to choose. Just like how Trump supporters chose the nonsense. Cool. You get to choose. Now you have to deal with the backlash. Now you have to deal with the consequences. Now, if his investments or whatever don't work out because people decide, well, you did this and you said you wouldn't do this, so now I'm going to do this because you did that. He has to deal with that.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna bring it back up at the end because that's gonna be our ending topic, and I just have like a question about it, and then I'll cite the Snoop situation. But let's just roll momentarily. Next thing on the list here, we got the TikTok shortest band in history. I don't know if you're a TikTok user.
Nope.
If you want me to take the lead on this a little bit, I will not hesitate. But that was some nonsense. Let's be honest.
I honestly, I don't care. I don't care.
It's just topic-less, so you don't really have to care.
I don't care because, first of all, I think TikTok is a gigantic waste of time.
100%.
Okay.
But I understand the people that make a living on it.
Yeah, I understand that. More power to them. But for me personally, I think it's a huge waste of time. And I think we all need to get off our phones and go touch grass. I know it's cold outside.
I've been hearing that a lot, man.
We should 100% get back to going outside and having face-to-face interactions because we are losing a large part of what connects us because we're behind the screens of these devices. And I do not think it is healthy, so I don't care. At the same time, if the intelligence community is telling you that there's a concern about an entire country having access to
our information,
how many millions of people's information, and thereby having access to your country's infrastructure, societal infrastructure, and influencing those people, you should be concerned about that. The problem in this situation is Trump banned it first.
It was him. I thought
he's the one.
Did you see the whole hearing about it though?
He's the one that said we need to get rid of this because China is doing X, Y, and Z.
I remember he was.
So
I guess on a tour.
How does he get to sweep in now and say, I'm going to save this app?
So I was gonna bring it up. Like, I don't know if you want to call it. I don't say conspiracy. It might well be true or just like some fodder stuff, but. Yeah, like I didn't understand him swooping in and being like, "I saved it, you're welcome." Like to everybody after like I don't want to say I don't remember him being vehemently like against it, but I do remember him saying like some rumblings like, "Oh, we don't need it," whatever in the China situation. So I do remember that. But I don't recall him saying like I don't know. I don't recall. And again, maybe you know more, but I don't recall him saying like, I'm gonna be the force to get rid of this joint."
He didn't say it in those words, but he was advocating for banning it and getting rid of it and things like that.
Okay.
So you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Apple when they decided, hey, we're not putting a headphone jack in our phones anymore.
This guy.
And then you know what they did? They came back and they sold you like an attachment for like $30. Like here, so use this instead.
So I was gonna say, so that's kind of part of the, I guess the theory and stuff, because then now it's like that was just a big stunt.
See, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a stunt or not. The dude is just
like all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna say also with that, did you hear about the people offering to buy it? I know right now who's in talks to buy right now. I know Meek put out that random tweet saying like I'll buy it off y'all, but I don't think Meek buying that thing. Let's be honest.
I've seen a group where Mr. Beast is a part of it.
Yeah, there we go. That's the thing. Yeah, he was trying to buy it.
But what I think it's a very slippery slope for the government to tell a company, especially a government in the United States government, for them to tell a company, "Oh, you need to sell because you are in league with China."
I think Elon was trying to buy it too.
Yeah, please.
I don't think he should, but I think he said something.
But I think for a government in league with businesses and corporations like the United States is, for them to say, "Oh, you should sell your company because we don't like the fact that you're in league with China."
Mhm.
I think that's a little hypocritical, especially again going back to what I said earlier, when
Yeah.
you're putting a person in charge of your intelligence community who's had questionable dealings with Russia, and you have a businessman that has no affiliations with the government in charge of doing a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's hypocritical,
Yeah, 100%.
and you have no business doing that. If you don't want the app in your country, ban it.
Yeah,
Call it a day.
yeah. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the things that we put out, like other countries have no issue just like banning and keep it moving.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Do that. China does it.
yeah, a lot.
China doesn't let certain movies play in the country.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay? Ban the app. Bring back Vine
Um,
or
okay, yeah,
Periscope.
I'm not sure if you ever heard you heard of Musically.
Vaguely.
I think that's what TikTok's original form was, if I remember that correctly. But yeah, just nonsense. So I wanted your opinion on this, and then I guess I don't know if you want to also talk about the other thing, but the Jimmy Butler situation. And I want you to explain this for me and potential listeners who don't follow basketball that closely.
I don't understand how you don't follow basketball.
I listen. You know
It's
me,
like one of the
man.
best sports
Nah,
on the planet.
as of late, I heard it's not even that crazy anymore because of all the rules and regulations they put in. You know, I'm a
What
football
rules
guy.
and regulations?
Isn't it like not as competitive as it used to be? Isn't the women's league beating them in
No.
competitiveness currently?
Man, please. Listen, I am all for the women's league, and I hope they get paid the way they deserve to be paid. But ain't no way.
But just give us a joint. Give us a joint.
Basically, Jimmy Butler wanted an extension. The Heat decided they weren't going to give him an extension. And then he decided he was going to act like a child. And then the Heat decided they were going to act like an even bigger child. And it's just two children fighting each other over money.
pretty much. And then who's the trade to? Or
He got traded to Golden State.
okay,
So, and then he immediately, I think he signed an extension for $121 million for like 2 years,
okay,
which means he's getting paid like 60 some odd million dollars a year now.
jeez.
So I think that he's going to be there.
But isn't that part of the drama? They're wondering if that's worth it. Is that also too something like that?
I mean, if you're asking if it's worth it, if for the Heat, if it would have been worth it,
Yeah.
I would say yes. Especially when you consider the fact that he took them to the finals twice
yeah.
when they gave him nothing to work with. Essentially, pay that man. It's like they made the same mistake that they made with Dwayne Wade when they didn't want to pay Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Like, how long ago was that?
That I
Like
vaguely
6,
remember.
7
Yeah,
years ago
that's what I
or
said,
something like that. When they didn't want to pay Dwayne Wade. The guy is essentially your franchise. You're nothing without. You're in the bottom of the league without this dude. But whatever. He got his money. They got rid of him in the end. Both sides won. Although I will say that I don't think this is going to positively affect the next collective bargaining agreement between the players and the owners, because if all a player has to do is act like a child and then they get their way, that I don't see how that benefits the owners necessarily. So there might be something coming down the pike for the players.
Sometimes I wonder, like, when that whole, like, I guess you could say throwing a fit thing. I don't know. Sometimes if like negotiations ain't working with you, I'm not saying throwing a fit is right, so don't misconstrue me. But like, do you see if like that's the reason why they might just throw a fit sometimes?
That's exactly why.
I'm just saying.
I mean, James Harden showed up to work. Remember, this is their job.
Yeah,
James Harden showed up to work fat. Okay, that's what he did. That. All right, and he just started doing a whole bunch of things, and then they get traded, and then they have to get traded to where they want to go and all this stuff. It's kind of hurtful in the sense that it's not free agency. It's you sign a contract, and the team gets to decide wherever they send you unless you have a no trade clause.
Yeah.
You can't start acting like a child and saying you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. You have to honor the terms of the contract. Similarly, the teams have to honor the terms of the contract. But if there's a disagreement and you say you want to get traded, then you can't then dictate to the team where you want to get traded if you don't have a no trade clause.
Yeah.
Because then how is that fair? You're essentially asking the organization, put yourself in a worse position to send me where I want to go. And, I know we hate organizations when they don't do what we want.
Yeah.
But that's not fair.
Yeah.
But similarly, on the organization side, you should 100% just do what you got to do for your organization.
I was gonna
Send
say too,
them
but
wherever.
what if they set you up though? Like, what if it's like a situation where like you feel like you're getting like the raw end of the stick, like for real?
I mean,
I guess at that point you would have to talk to people, make sure you get a good contract. But like,
yeah.
so it just
If your concern is getting the raw end of the stick, then you really only have two options. You ask for the trade and then deal with wherever they send you, or you play out the contract.
Yeah.
And then go wherever you want to go.
like afterwards. I was gonna say, so I think that's slightly a good transition. I wanted to. We're not gonna make this the Drake cast, right?
Huh?
But
Drake. I don't see that on the list.
But the next topic is we checking in on the big three.
Also,
Right? So
okay.
speaking of like contracts, Ryan, then you got options whether you just ride it out or whatever. Do you should you just do your best work in that ride out, or like you're just doing whatever, right? I just think that's what's kind of happening with your boy, and I'm gonna say your boy.
Why do you
Your
keep
boy
saying
Disney,
my
'cause
boy?
He's your boy, but
No.
you love Canada.
First of all,
Right?
time out.
I'm gonna let you get your stuff off, but
This
we
happened.
gotta hit the list.
This happened 16 years ago. Okay? 16
You
years
gotta
ago.
remind them again every episode.
I'm just saying. You keep bringing up something that happened 16 years ago.
He is
No,
your boy.
no.
He was championing
No.
for a minute.
16
No,
years
not 16
ago.
years ago. You introduced 16 years
Exactly.
ago. But you continued to
For like
listen
2 years.
and watch
For
everything.
2
he
years.
was- no,
and
not 2
then,
years, not 2 years.
how long was it then?
Probably like 8.
Lies. And then once
Probably
he
solid
started
8, bro.
falling off,
When did he fall
I
off?
was
What album?
off the bandwagon.
What album was it for you? They fall.
It wasn't the album, it was the playlist.
No play. So,
It was the
bro,
play.
how long
Wait,
ago
no,
was the play-
time out. It was right before. No.
Because I'm about to.
It was
fact check
after. If you're reading this, it's too late.
the joint
So
out of you
that's
right
the
now.
playlist.
Okay, let me. Right after. Wait, what do you say?
If you're reading this, it's too late.
Correct.
After that,
Mm-hmm.
everything you put out, hot garbage.
So if you're reading this too late, that is 2015.
See?
So that's 10 years. Right?
Lies. No.
That's 10 years from right now.
No, I'm talking about from 2009.
Okay.
That's 6 years.
Okay.
Okay.
So you didn't
Around
say 6.
20
you were saying
no.
2. You said 2.
Fine.
I said
fine,
8. I'll
fine.
say I said 8.
It's less than 8. I'm
But
going to
close-
go there.
But closer to my answer than
Sure. But after that, I was like, you know what? So stop.
But yeah, I just want to check in on them because I don't know if people care about our opinions, but I just think it's also funny. I think we care about each other's opinions, so I guess that's all that matters, right? I want just because we missed a lot with these 3 guys.
Lord have mercy.
We missed a lot.
First of all, I just want to say nobody cares about what's happening with J. Cole.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Okay, well,
That's where you're
enlighten
wrong.
me
So
because
I think you don't care about J.
True.
Cole,
You're
right?
right.
But since we seen what happens, man, sold out the Garden,
okay,
right? He dropped that podcast joint,
good for him.
right? He continued or extended his feature run.
Wonderful, love it.
So that's what I'm saying. He's still working. He's
That's
still
great.
doing what he got to do.
Hey, more
and that's
power
what I'm
to
saying.
him.
And it's
I
great.
appreciate that.
But like, it's not something. I mean, I guess based off your sarcasm,
Don't
right there,
care.
it's not something
Nope.
you care about,
Nope.
or it sounds like to me you didn't expect it either.
What do you mean?
It sounds like
okay.
to me
First
you
of
didn't
all,
expect it either.
first of all,
I'm just gonna say that.
I will give J. Cole his props.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, over the last 4 or 5 years, he's been doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Love it. Keep doing that. Let's move on.
Shout out J. Cole, man. He's still working. Still don't think you should have bowed out, but I'm proud personally of what you're doing out here, and
I would have loved it if he continued.
Yeah, you're just letting. I mean,
It would have been hilarious.
I think he's playing the long game. Like overall, I think he's playing the long game.
Is what he don't want the smoke.
Yeah, I don't think it's smoke necessarily. He's like, even. I don't know. I'm not J. Cole, so I don't know what he's thinking. Like, I'm not Kendrick. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not Drake. I don't know what he's thinking. But J. Cole.
I mean, I know what Drake's thinking.
This man, J. Cole specifically, right? I don't know. I just think he's like, all right. Worst case scenario, I bought out as people might look at this way. I'm gonna still show them that effort could still take me possibly back to number one.
I think
close to number one.
I think it's something like that, but I also think it's like what we just finished talking about with the Jimmy Butler situation. He just put his head down and worked.
Yeah,
and that's ultimately what you'll have to do
yeah.
in anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether something turns out positive or negatively for you, the best way and really and truly the only way to get out of it is to put your head down and do what you got to do.
Yeah, and eventually people will just forget about it.
True.
You know? Eventually people will just be like, we don't really care anymore. Like,
True. Like, nobody cares that Nas and Jay went at it. No, nobody really brings that up anymore.
I think they do.
They do, but it's not in the same way that they talk about this.
Yeah, it's definitely not like in an animosity way.
It's more reverence. They're like, damn, this was this cool thing that happened.
This was a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like this.
Yeah, this was more so of a time. Do you want to talk about number 2 or number 1 first?
I don't care.
Let's talk about your boy first. His as of the time of this recording, and there's been a lot going on. We missed a lot, bro. So we missed the petitions. We didn't talk about the petitions.
Life is life.
That turned into full-blown lawsuits.
Hey, that was dumb. It's still dumb. I don't understand what Buddy's thinking, man.
So, avid podcast listeners over here, I listen to other people's opinions, especially on YouTube or commentary. Do you agree with the fact that they just think he's just trying to like step on the Super Bowl, which is tomorrow, by the way?
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
So just to put you on pause real quick, anybody listening to this, this is the day before, so we're not gonna talk about that. And depending on the winnings and stuff like that,
nobody cares about the Super Bowl.
You don't care about the Super Bowl.
Nobody
That's
cares
what's
about
happening
the
with
Super
you.
Bowl.
But continue. Go on.
I don't think it has anything to do with the Super Bowl, because if you can sit here and look me in the eyes and tell me that Drake has never been approached to do the Super Bowl, then I would call you a liar.
What did they say? That he turned it down like 4 times? That rumor that was going on? It's a rumor. I don't think it's true, but they were saying like he may have turned down 4 times or some nonsense like that.
I don't know if it's 4, but I would definitely say at least 2.
Because it was a hot rumor. Like they were saying like he turned down 4 times. I'm like, I don't think he was turning down 4 times.
Yeah,
I think if anything, for me personally, I think it had to have been 1.
I think it was at least twice.
Okay.
Especially before the whole Kendrick beef thing.
Yeah.
It's probably at least 2 times. Definitely once.
Yeah.
But I don't think this has anything to do with the Super Bowl. I think that man is hurt. I think that, and I understand it from a standpoint of being a fellow Scorpio, except I'm a cusp. So people get me confused with a Libra. So we're not the same. But I can understand
the cusp
him
effect.
being, yes, it's a real thing.
Like
Okay.
you like have
like,
certain aspects.
Exactly. It's like a blend.
A GTFO.
Okay. But I think he's just hurt because imagine this, right? Mm-hmm. All these people.
I agree with you. I mean, I feel like 100% hurt, but go on.
You helped every single one of these. I wish I could curse, but you helped every single one of them. Right? Yeah. In some way, shape, or form. Some of them, you gave them their first shot. Some of them, they had their first tour with you. Some of them, you gave a feature on your album, and then they gave you a feature on their album. Some of them, you gave them their first #1 hit. Some of them never tasted a level of success that they have now until they met you.
Yeah.
And then every single one of them turns on you.
I understand the betrayed thing. I understand 100%. Hurt is front and foremost.
Right. So, and then you tack onto that business stuff, emotions and business. What do they always say?
You're not supposed to mix them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so, as a fellow Scorpio, I can understand how those two things can create a terrible mix.
But that, my thing too is like I feel like that's part of like being like I mean, I guess you're gonna. This is the synonymous with calling him a child, but I think that's the adult thing to do. Be like, all right, like how do I handle this, like professionally? Like I don't know, like I just don't understand sometimes when these people can't just like talk to each other. You know, I know it's ego. Like I get it. I didn't mean for that to say I don't get it.
I'm not gonna say it's
But-
ego. It's like the first thought that came to my mind is that's hilarious because Kendrick didn't do that. But continue with what you're saying.
But we don't know that. That's the thing too. We also don't
do.
know.
The man told you. He hate the way he walks, the way he
Bro,
talks.
but that was a build up. Like there have been times where he told him like, "Yo, bro, like I got no issue with you. Like you don't gotta go nowhere." And then this man was just trying to sun him his whole career, and it's like I don't understand. You don't gotta sun nobody either. But
I understand. In that regard, I agree with you.
all right, let's move forward. If anybody wants more of an opinion on that,
Hey, let us
Comment.
know in the comment section that we don't
comment or
have.
talk to
Let
us.
us know.
'cause, we could talk about that joint forever, but I refuse to continue making this a Drake cast because I don't know his shenanigans.
All he
actually,
gotta do is what J. Cole is doing. Put his head down and work.
listen, yeah, exactly, and that's the issue. But anyway, you talked about the mental state. You talked about the lawsuit. His new album's coming out with PND. You see the name? You see the title?
Yeah, I can already tell it's gonna be stupid, terrible.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm
have-
not gonna say I'm excited, but I can't imagine it being that bad.
It's going to be. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, because to me, Drake's last great good album was If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Yes, man.
Okay? If you don't think so, fine, whatever. It's subjective. But to me, that's what it is. Unless you're telling me that this Party Next Door collab is going to be that, I don't care.
If I'm being real honest, I think his last great album, and I wouldn't even say it's a joint album. I thought Her Loss was pretty good.
Eh.
I thought Her Loss was pretty good. I thought Her Loss was a direction, like turn into the direction back to him actually kind of caring, and it showed he could orchestrate something. But that's a minute detail. That's like
For
just
me,
an opinion.
Her Loss was 21 Savage featuring Drake.
Nah, I thought it was Drake features 21 Savage because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of them features, even though 21 Savage went hard, I feel like a lot of those features felt like, he's like, just hop on this real quick. I'm putting this album together for us. Because I don't know, I feel like Drake was in charge of the art direction. Like I could tell Drake threw the money in on
I mean,
this.
probably, again, this is all subjective. But to me, what makes a great album is when everything works and then every song is a banger.
I mean, them joints was playing for a minute.
Yeah, true.
Them joints was playing for a minute. All right, off that. As the time of the post, I saw this like 2 days ago or yesterday. You saw the bullet hole hoodie this man was wearing with the smoke coming out the back.
Again, he's
Open and
as
on
far
Australia.
as
I know it
his
ties in the mental
emotions go,
state. I know it ties in all
as
that.
far as his emotions go, he is well within his rights to behave how he's behaving as far as his emotions are concerned. Because again, imagine your closest friends turn on you, right? And support your enemy. Imagine your bully, right?
Yeah.
Your friends all of a sudden they're riding with your bully.
They rocking with it. But
and pointing at you
but
and
are
laughing.
we saying it's a bully? We can't say Kendrick was the bully, bro. We can't say that.
Yes, we can.
We can't say that.
Yes, we can.
He was the bully while he was whooping his ass, yeah, but prior to he was no bully. Drake was not considered a bully.
So I'm not talking about anything before the beef. I'm talking about the beef,
In the
everything.
midst of it?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Everything before that, I don't.
But
You
it's
were
like
the
it's-
one that had to convince me that there was a beef before this thing actually happened. So I can't speak to that.
But here's the thing too. It's like, somebody slap you in the face and then you black out on them. It's like everybody's gonna watch and be like, well, you shouldn't have hit him. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
true. That's
you know what I
very
mean?
true. Very true.
You know
But
what
again,
I'm
I'm not talking about what he did with Kendrick. I'm talking about
Everybody
the
gang up.
ancillary pieces.
Yeah.
Metro.
I didn't even
Rick
think the LeBron
Ross.
thing was that serious until he
Listen,
dropped the freestyle and all this. I was like, oh, he
It
really
was
don't like
serious
this guy no more.
because LeBron was part of the whole Pusha T thing.
Yeah.
So like he's mentioned LeBron in a bunch of songs. Like they were allegedly boys.
Yeah, I mean, they were on. LeBron had that podcast, and he was like on that and joint.
So
Yeah,
so again, I'm not talking about what he did with Kendrick or what Kendrick did to him. I'm talking about his quote unquote friends, the people he was rolling with for a decade plus, the people again that made more money with him than they did without him.
But my thing is, I didn't want to go too deep into this, but like my thing is like, and I may have stolen this position from the internet, but I agree with it, and like I think it to some regards. It's like the way he was acting up until this beef. Like you don't think a little bit of it's like I don't want to victim blame, but like isn't it his fault, bro? Like talking about stealing people who's close to them, stealing their girls, and then to like all his songs, and you could attest to this, all the way from since what's that album, Comeback Season, talking about like I don't know who to trust, I'm in this by myself, this that, like I don't know. It's like it seems kind of like manifestation to me a little bit. Like if that's what you keep talking about that, and that's how you keep saying you're feeling,
I can agree with that.
What did you think was going to happen?
I can agree with that. You're right. That reminds me of something 50 Cent said. You keep talking about death in your songs, then something's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I just think it's weird because it's like, bro, like if you're writing bars tailored that way, and it's like you ain't think at one point like, you know what? Let me get some genuine people around me, other than his label manager and those people that like he grew up with. But you know what I'm saying?
I think that speaks to prior conversations that we've had about his growth as an artist. Mm-hmm. And how it coincides with his growth as a person. Mm-hmm. He hasn't grown up yet, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. He's still very much a 26-year-old in his mind. And he hasn't grown out of that. Because for the life of me, anybody else would have probably done this. But I don't understand why this man doesn't have a project, whether it's an EP, like one song talking about finding out that he's a father, especially when you consider how his life has been and his relationship with his dad and his parents.
You're saying like whole EP wise, because he has that song.
Those things are really.
I mean, I won't lie. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 bars, and then it keeps it moving. But I know what you mean. I just want to clarify what you mean.
Yeah, why wouldn't you explore those feelings, especially when you consider your own relationship with your father? But again, that speaks to his growth as a man. Yeah. He hasn't grown that much, if at all.
So you say how you're saying the growth thing. I just think it's funny because we started this with the hoodie part, but I feel like even that thing with the hoodie, it's like we know Drake and the antics he's done. He's a clown in everything he does. I feel like if he was more serious, and this is my personal opinion, the bullet hole hoodie thing would have came off more like tough. Mm-hmm. At least to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, let's put somebody else in that situation. Let's say, for the sake of this conversation, let's say that was Hove, right? Nas whooped his ass.
Which he did, but go ahead.
Yeah, right? And then he went like back on tour the next time you saw him, he's on tour performing his joints and he had that hoodie on. I'd be like, you know what? He flipped that. That was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Right? If that was a Hove move.
But you see, what you're describing is somebody that put their head down and went to work.
Exactly. But that's the point I'm making. That's the big point I'm making. I just don't know why Drake doing this. People are like saying, "Oh, this is tough. Like he's a clown." I'm leaning more towards the clown thing. I don't want to make fun of him, but I'm just like, man, if you would just work and stop with this nonsense, bro.
See, again, I'm going to offer you some insight into a Scorpio's brain, but I have to reiterate, I'm a cusp. Yes, man. Okay? I have some Libra qualities.
Okay, go on. I don't think the cusp mean nothing, really.
It does. So what he's essentially doing is trying to play it off like it doesn't bother him, but it's all he could think about.
100%.
It's the only thing on his mind, 100%, which is why this stuff comes off as so corny. Mm-hmm. And I feel like half of the things he's doing, he doesn't even believe in. He's just putting on a show to say, well, this doesn't faze me. I'm still the top guy. And we all know that's not true.
Yeah.
No. But again, that speaks to the lack of growth because you lost a battle. I think that when he lost to Pusha T,
finish it 5 seconds.
When he lost to Pusha T, it was he put his head down and he went to work. He didn't care anymore after he lost. He even gave Pusha T props.
See, I'm mad you said that because now you want to make me continue, but I'll sum it up in like one sentence. Pusha T thing, I think it's because it wasn't a big enough fish for him to be like, let me lose sleep on this in his head. And that's it. Let's end it there, right? Sure. You said he's not the top guy no more. Let's move on to the top guy.
Allegedly.
What's his name? Kendrick Lamar Duckworth.
K-Dot.
Yep. Do you have any? Well, you know what? I remember, and you're on quote here saying this. You can't play Kendrick in the club, or you can't play him anywhere.
Honestly,
so now
I still don't think
we
you can,
leveled
but
up and we were playing him at the Super Bowl.
Sure.
I think that's better than the club,
Okay,
right?
time out.
Wait,
Time out.
wait. Let me land this plane. I wanted to ask you, what do you think his track list for the Super Bowl might be? And then if you guys hear this after the Super Bowl, let's see if our predictions are true. Do you have an idea of what you think his track list might be?
I think his track lists are going to include probably 2 or 3 songs with SZA. So
100%, because
probably the one from the Black Panther
All the
soundtrack.
Stars,
Yeah, and then
definitely going.
whatever else.
You don't want to give me a more like absolute detailed list. You're just gonna assume
I don't,
what definitely will be played.
because to be honest with you,
Yeah,
to all you people out there,
he don't. Yeah, he listens to this guy.
aside from To Pimp a Butterfly, I ain't like Damn.
I think you said this last time too.
I didn't really listen to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers,
Oh God.
and I think I listened to, because when we were in the car, you played all of his beef.
I played
songs.
everybody's songs. Everybody back
So
to back.
I heard those. So those are the songs that I've heard from Kendrick. So all I could say is I don't think he's gonna play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl,
Mhm.
but I could be wrong. I'm hedging my bet.
Man, that one I want to see if it happens.
If he does it, that's disrespectful.
Yo, so
Like, you already did a whole pop-out show where you put some crazy visuals on that song, and everybody at the Grammys was singing that song, and now you're gonna go to the Super Bowl
was
where
crazy.
100+ million people are gonna be watching it, and then play that song.
was
That
crazy.
would be wild, and I'd have to.
I
give
say
him
like that's
props
the
for that.
next level or the evolution of like when Hove played the diss track at Summer Jam.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I think that's like
I genuinely don't
higher
know.
tier than that.
Like, honestly, if the NFL is smart, they would let him do it
Yeah.
because that's an ill business move.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they would allow him to do it.
The thing is, I heard somebody say like he could do whatever he wants in terms of what he's playing. I don't know how
right.
true that is. They
No.
talked to some NFL official and they're like, "Yo, he can play whatever he wants," but I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
I have to see it to believe it. Since I'm more of the music guy, I'm gonna well, not more of the music. I think we both like music, but I'm more
of the music guy.
I think I'm more intrigued of trying to guess what songs he will play first. So on the record saying, I think he's coming out to, let's do it this way. I think he's gonna come out to DNA, either DNA or Humble. I'm putting that one of those on top,
I'd say Humble, just because it
Right.
plays into all of this.
right? I think he's gonna end with All the Stars. I think All the Stars is a good ender. So if anything, I'll give you guys the first track and the last track. But he's definitely playing. If actually I lied. I think he's gonna start off with Squabble Up. Either Squabble Up or Humble. FDNA. I'll take
You know
DNA
what?
off.
I have to say that last project he put out was pretty good.
This man.
I heard that one too. Yeah.
So he's definitely gonna do Squabble Up. Definitely gonna do Humble. Definitely
Oh, he got to do
DNA.
that Mustard song, whatever that is.
He's definitely doing TV off.
Yeah,
he's
that
definitely
one.
doing
He
TV
gotta
off.
do that.
I think he is going to do also. Let me just check his list right
gonna
here.
be
He's
so
gonna do
funny.
All Right. All Right is showing up.
It's gonna be so funny when he does turn the TV off, and then Drake actually turns his TV off.
I really say this.
Oh man.
What else? Oh man, I would love for him to do Family Ties, but I don't know if Baby Keem will show up. Family Ties would go hard.
You know what? I think he will.
Family Ties will
As
go
a
hard
guest star, yeah, he probably will because that's his cousin.
there. Yeah.
He's,
So he might
his
bring,
cousin's gonna be there.
Oh, speaking of this, and this is a little thing, because we've talked about his business moves and how he created his own production company.
Pang.
Yeah. PG Lang, right? They're doing the whole production, right? Like all the
that
creative
makes sense.
directors, they're building the sets.
That makes
Like
sense.
it's all through his business. So I think it's
have
even.
you seen his videos?
So
Yeah.
I know. So I think that's even a crazier business move. Like not only did I like bury this guy in a beef, I got the contract deal with the NFL, and then I could funnel money and have the NFL hire my
It
company.
makes perfect sense,
Right? I was like, bro, he thought about this.
And
You
you
know?
know there's gonna be shots
Yeah.
because look at what he wore to the Grammys.
Exactly. So, and I think if he doesn't do Not Like Us, he's definitely gonna have little Easter eggs
For sure.
like that within the performance. would I even say King Kunta?
Nah,
Let me see
too
what
political
else.
for the NFL.
Maybe because I is like a little jazzy
You know,
dance.
I really
number.
like the album version of that song.
Yeah, so
Really love the
I would
album
say maybe he would do but those are my picks of what he might put in. Maybe N95, but he's definitely gonna close out with this as a track. So he may do 30 for 30. He's definitely gonna do Luther, at least a piece of it, and he's definitely doing All the Stars. So
And Baby Keem.
this man, yeah. So out of everything I'm saying, that's what I think. Yeah. And any other last thoughts on the Super Bowl joints with him?
I'm not
I
going
think
to
we
watch
covered a good
any
amount.
of it.
This man, I'm going to watch it and enjoy it. Because I like football, man. Regardless of even these are the teams that I wanted up there. Like I'm still gonna.
I mean,
watch it.
I might watch the game. It's just I generally don't like watching a halftime show because the people in the stadium don't seem like they're into it at all.
Right.
Because it's always a black person or a person of color, and the only people that really and truly can afford Super Bowl tickets are business people.
You know, and here's what I would have feel too. I also agree with the sentiment. Like I don't really care in terms of the teams because one, I don't follow Kansas at all, so I don't really care about them. And two, it's like Giants fan, Eagle Giants rivalry. I'm not about the Eagles,
Oh,
right?
Saquon broke your heart.
Yeah, honestly, but
Hey, he should have broke the record against the Giants. That would have been great.
I won't lie, man. He's been putting in work over there.
Yeah, but see, I feel like people have twisted this whole situation so much that the truth is getting lost.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider the fact that it's recorded.
Yeah.
Like the Giants were willing to pay him basically the same that he took from Philly, and he told them no. But somehow people have written this narrative where it's like, oh, the Giants let him go. The Giants didn't do this. No, they told him to go find a price and then give us the opportunity to match it. He didn't do that.
Yeah. But I was gonna say also too, maybe he didn't like believe that they could like offer him like the I guess the platform that he was like really requiring. Because let's be honest, like, bro, let's be honest, man. The Giants have been struggling for a minute.
First of all, it's New York City. What bigger platform is there?
But not the platform. Country? I don't want to mean like in terms of recognition, like star power or whatever. But like, bro, when you're like a running back like that, like, yo, bro, I want to play and I want to like go hard. I want to be able to like reach these goals and stuff and whatnot. And I feel like the team wasn't like giving him those looks in terms of like getting him like the play time, or not. I don't want to say play time, but you know what I mean. Like our defense was always getting like thrashed out.
First
there.
of all, time out.
I'm listening.
The Giants have a great defense.
It's better than the offense right now, currently.
So that's the problem.
Yeah,
and I think that's why he didn't, agreeing with you to a degree, as why he didn't re-sign.
Yeah,
but not so much on the accolades and the stats, because whether the line wasn't great, but it wasn't super bad. Yeah. He could have easily ran for anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 yards. He just wasn't going to get 2,000.
Yeah,
but I think he was.
I think that's what he wants, though.
No, it's not.
Well, not it's the whole thing of what he wants. But
okay. If that's what it was about for him, he would have broke the record.
I'm just saying, didn't. Personally, as somebody who used to play sports myself, sometimes it's just that ego stuff. Like, yo, bro, I feel like I'm not moving over here. Let me go over here and then see if like.
I think it was more about the fact that he felt disrespected, that they wouldn't pay him, and then they gave Daniel Jones all this money, and he probably didn't think Daniel Jones was worth it. Yeah. And hindsight's 2020, they should have listened to him. Yeah. But that's the nature of the game and the market. Nobody's paying running backs these days.
And then my thing is, you don't think he's just like, all right, I'm going to hit the Eagles, I'm going to put my head down, and I'm going to work, like you just said earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what it... See, again, when you do that, things work out.
Yeah.
You put your head down, you work, you don't pay attention to what other people are telling you, what other people are doing, and you just do what you got to do, it will work out for you.
Exactly. This is going up. All right. Touched on it lightly when we were talking about the Easter eggs, and also when we were talking about Drake a little bit, but the Grammys, didn't watch it. Didn't think it would be worth the time to watch this year, and I was proven wrong with all the clips and stuff I've seen.
Woo.
Apparently the performances was like pretty crazy this year too. Like people were like
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn. So I missed a lot of antics. Not a lot I could update everybody else on, but I did see the crazy antics in terms of some
Your
carpet
man,
disrespect.
your boy.
No, I was going. I was also
your
going to talk.
Jesus. Are you talking about him?
No, I was also going to talk about like the red carpet in general, like Jaden Smith's headpiece. You saw he decided to wear a house on his head for whatever reason.
What's funny? I think it says something when I can say that his sister is the most normal one of them.
Damn.
All of the Smiths.
You know, it's funny you say that. I think the oldest son is the most normalist one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he existed.
His name was named Trey, right? I think.
Yeah.
I think
like
he's
that.
the normalest
Yeah,
one.
you're
bro.
right. I take it back. But out of all of the ones in the public eye, she's the normal one.
Yeah, so I won't lie to you. So I didn't understand that, and I seen a lot of memes about the house thing, and I was just like,
I'm gonna start sending that to people. I'm not gonna explain what it's about or whatever. I'm just gonna start sending.
I also saw the Babyface, the singer, Babyface, the writer.
What you know what was up with that? Maybe you can explain that to me because I just kept seeing people saying, "Oh, what happened? This and that happened with Babyface, and somebody disrespected him." And then
So you're walking on the carpet, and I saw the whole clip of it. So he's walking on the carpet. I think the magazine was the Associated Press.
okay,
Right, so they had like two reporters on scene there. It's two young girls, and they called him over to ask him a question, and I thought the question was pretty decent. And in the process of him trying to answer the question, I guess they saw another star.
do you know what the question was?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I could probably look it up if you really wanted, but
No, go ahead.
but I think her name's Chapel Roan. I don't know the artist. I don't know her like that.
I've never heard of her before, but I heard she stink.
Okay.
I'm so serious.
Okay, let's.
That's what I saw on social media.
But either way, I guess because like she's a rising star, she's very hard to like get quotes or like stuff from. In the middle of this man answering the question, the two reporters are like they ignoring him and they're calling her over while he's in the middle of the joint.
Wow.
And he's answering the question. He's like, "Oh, you want to talk to her? All right, go ahead." And he like gave him the mic back and just walked off.
I saw some
Because it was a little rude. But I heard, when you watched the video, the one girl was kind of telling like, yo, chill out. Like, we got somebody right here. We'll call her in a second or whatever. But I guess the first girl was just so hyped, or I don't know if she was thinking about her job. I'm like, yo, if I get this interview, I'm gonna move up. I don't know what was going through her head.
Wow.
But it was a little rude. It was a little rude.
I saw someone post that Rick James clip. I think it's from like 05 or maybe 03. And they were like, this is what Babyface should have done.
Right?
If you don't know what I'm talking about.
Is it the one when he was on stage and he was talking about somebody back in the background?
Yes,
Yeah, I seen that.
For the people out there.
Apparently, I don't know. I saw somebody. I was on Twitter. I saw somebody quote that there. They say he was talking about Raven Simone when she was young or something. She didn't know who he was.
Oh, really?
Supposedly, that's the rumor.
Wow.
That's who he was referring to. He's like, to that little girl in the back that didn't know who I was. Like,
Wow.
Supposedly, it was Raven Simone.
Hey. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But I'm just like, at the same time, like, yo, if it was Raven Simone, bro, like, she was young, so of course she probably not gonna know who you are, bro.
Cocaine
so it's like,
is a hell of a drug.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty wild. And I'm like, there's a way to handle that like very professionally. You could have been like, oh, Babyface, like, or like guide him along. If you want him to answer faster, guide him along. If not, just be like, yo, tell your homegirl, listen, we'll get her in a second. We got this guy in front of us. This is also somebody, because he won mad Grammys, so it's like it's not like he didn't have a right to be there.
This is what I mean when I say we need to go outside and touch grass. Because we got to learn how to behave in public.
Yeah.
When you have a legend in front of you,
Yeah.
you don't go for the new thing on the block. Okay?
And then I know because you were bringing it up and you want to talk about it.
Your guy, your
So,
Jesus,
I'm hesitant to talk about this because
your Lord and Savior, Jesus.
No.
I'm sorry. Am I not reading Jesus on your laptop right now?
Yeah, I like how.
Is this not what I'm seeing?
That's not what you're seeing.
Really?
Yeah,
It says
saying.
Jesus and it
So,
has devil horns.
I like how you're getting me back
That's right.
for
100%.
Jake is your boy.
Your man,
So,
Jesus, your Lord and Savior.
so I see what you're doing. Ain't no devil
What
horns.
did you
devil
think of
horns.
his album?
So I'm hesitant to speak about
Oh,
it because
really?
because over the past 2 days. If this was last week and we were talking about the Grammys, 100%, I'm throwing down with you. I'm gonna tell you everything I think. But the recent antics he went on Twitter, I'm like, Drake is your boy.
Oh.
Right? That's all I said. I didn't say you was caping him. Maybe last episode.
Oh.
But, the very last episode
Jesus. He's listened to all of his albums.
Yeah.
Even the
Except
controversial
Vultures. No,
ones.
I haven't listened to Vultures.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
but
I have not listened to Vultures. I
Yeezus is
listened
his
to Vultures
man.
1. I haven't listened to Vultures 2. And then whatever other singles he's put out, I haven't listened to because I'm just like, bro. And again, this is gonna go back. No, you're making this a bigger thing, and we gotta stick to the list here. And I'm done. We gotta say the thing here. So his wife pulls up butt ass naked.
Boy, oh
Right.
boy.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I've been talking to my girlfriend about this, man. Why do we care?
You know what?
That's been my stance. I wasn't caping it. I'm not defending it. I was just like, why do we care?
I am going to say something pretty shocking.
Right?
I agree with you.
Right? Like
on
people were saying, like, oh, this is crazy, and I'm just like, man, these are rich people. They gonna do whatever the fuck they want. I don't care.
First,
You
I
know
want
what
to
I mean?
say,
and I'm surprised nobody's done this sooner.
I want to say two
know?
things. Two things can be true. I'm 100% in agreement with you, while also I think it's dumb to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at these award shows, women show up like this all the time.
That's
I was going through some of the pictures from the red carpet at the Grammys and then some other press events. I can't tell you how many see-through lace pieces that I've seen. Women show up all the time half naked, sometimes naked.
Yep.
You know, Rihanna did it with the shiny dress she wore. I'm blanking on some of the other names, but if you just Google any award show within the last 10 years or so, you will find a woman showing up naked. I think the problem is Kanye.
So I was gonna say that. So yes, that's 100% what I think the issue is. Just because it's him and the way he pulls up, I think that's what has people riled up about the situation. Because it's funny. I was talking to my girl about this. I'm like, man, why is everybody going hard? Why do we care about this? I thought it was free the nipple a couple years ago.
Hey, free
and
the
then
nipple.
now the nipple
Free
the nipple is free, and everybody's in the tissy.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
It's him. It's how we think he's treating her. We don't know what goes on in their lives. For all we know, he's the greatest person to her in private. But it's just his antics whenever she's around.
Yep.
Always terrible. Always leading people to think he's being abusive and all this extra stuff.
Yep.
I don't know that to be the case. I don't know what their relationship is.
Yeah.
I just know he crazy. And I think the proximity to that crazy and the antics is what people are commenting on.
Yep.
And they're just using her to do it.
Yeah. Because I don't know. People were really riled up about it or whatever, and I just couldn't care. We at the point where like this man is low key gonna say whatever and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing, bro?
And she had to agree to wear it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm convinced she's a nudist. Like,
I don't know about all that.
no, I'm convinced. Like, again, bro, like she doesn't talk. So we don't even know.
Yeah.
We don't even know her opinion on things. So it's like people are throwing a lot and trying to stick it to her, but it's like she doesn't clarify nothing. So we really don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea what the dynamics of their relationships are.
Yeah.
And we don't know if she's feeling any. We don't know. But all we know is they show up, she's naked in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, they're on a boat and she's doing some stuff.
And that's why I think she's a nudist. I mean, maybe this is me throwing a label on her. I don't know. But just because of everything we've seen, like she's been butt naked doing nonsense for like since she married the man, or who knows? And maybe even before since she married the man. Maybe that's why he married her. Maybe because she's naked everywhere.
Also, I want to just to tie this back to the outfit. Mm-hmm. The ex that he was dating before he married this lady, Julia Fox, she also showed up somewhere wearing weird looking clothes where you could see her nipples. Mm-hmm. So, I think a lot of the thing is people just perceiving Kanye to be a certain way and their relationship to be this one thing.
And they're running with it.
And they're going with it because, again, women show up to these award shows wearing whatever they want. Nobody has a problem. In this case, it's him. He's the problem.
Yeah. And again, especially since he claims that he's still a billionaire.
He's crazy.
He's doing whatever he wants, and and overall, I hope he, finds his happiness, his peace, and he's living the way he wants, and I guess that's what this is. You know what I will say, this is the only thing I will cape, I guess you could say, because that's the word you're going to use, but this is the one fact that I will cape and stand by. How baller is it to show up, show off your wife butt naked, and just hop in your car and dip?
I don't honestly,
from an
personally,
award show. I mean, not saying you would do it, but like, think about that. You pull up to a place, you got nominated, you're like, yo, I'm here to cause ruckus, and you just hop in your car and you out that motherfucker. Like, you don't even care.
That's not something I would do. I can't comment on how baller it is or not.
You don't think? Well, let's say baller. Maybe baller is the wrong choice. How funny is that though? Like, it's like showing up to a place where you're like, you know, they ain't gonna mess with you, but you show up for the status and you just out. You don't even want to stick around and hear the rumblings. Just like, yeah, I did it, and I'm out of here.
I can see the appeal of showing up, showing out, and then leaving because you basically leaving people's jaws on the floor. But
that's what I thought was just funny about it. That's the only thing I had that was like invested in the whole situation, because like, you know, they made the rumor saying like, oh, he was escorted out, and they clarified, oh no, he wasn't escorted out, he just left. I was like, that is so funny. You know what I mean? He's like, I ain't gotta waste my time here. Boom, here's my naked wife, we out. Circle, you know, tell the driver, circle the block, come back around, we're gonna be out here in like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to know what their conversation was though before she took off her sweater.
Oh yeah,
or her jacket.
They were saying like words were exchanged. I don't know, and that's we don't even hear her voice. I don't even know how she sounds.
True, but we know what her body looked like, which is crazy.
Body speaks louder than words, real quick. But let's rapid fire move this along. You have here, does recognition matter? Is that in regards to the awards given out?
Yeah, so okay. I wanted to
tying two bullets together.
I know that this is like an over-asked question, but I just want to know, because a lot of things happen at this awards. You know, Kendrick won like 5 Grammys for a diss song. Beyonce finally won Album of the Year. And I'm just curious, why do people still care about what the Grammys have to say? Mm-hmm. You know, I understand. It's not like it's the only, you know, music award show. We have the AMAs, the CMAs. We have, you know, whatever. Why does the recognition from the Grammys matter this much to people? I mean, people were going crazy when Beyonce won Album of the Year. Mm-hmm. What more? Why does this matter to Beyonce? She's been nominated 99 times. She's won like 40 of these things. Why does this still matter to her?
You know, it's funny. I think you brought up this same debate a couple times before. I'm not sure if it's been on the record, but I know we've talked about it. I can't necessarily answer your question like full out, straight out, because I have no idea. Like, I maybe that's just because the amount of like investment and I guess you could say like social importance that you're braver than me with saying these statements, but fuck it, I'm gonna take some blood from you. White people put on it, right?
I mean, so I understand all of that, but so here's my problem, right? Yeah. Everything you're saying, I agree with, but at the same time, these same people that win these awards will get up on stage and then they'll say, "Oh, don't matter. It doesn't matter what people say to you. You got to do this for the craft and do it because you love it and blah, 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 blah." But they won the award. They care about the award. Yeah. So it's like, why should I believe anything you're saying? They don't stand on business when it comes to this thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm remembering like 9 years ago, 2016, Drake won one Grammy.
Say you're quoting his boy, yeah.
One Grammy, right?
That was his speech. Legit. What you just said verbatim.
And then you know what
speech.
He did after that? Yeah. Never showed up to the Grammys again. Mm-hmm. Never submitted a single project to them. And when somebody from his team did submit it, he withdrew it from Grammy consideration. Mm-hmm. Why does all of this matter?
Are you saying like he's standing on it? Is that?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I can't answer your question, but what I could offer is I do, and I think they're actually they have been making moves to fix this, because I heard in the background that's why it was the production and the way it was this year was better than it's been in the past couple of years, because there's people in the background actually fixing what the Grammys are, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm not sure if you've been seeing a lot of like obscure, especially in the hip hop category, albums and stuff have been nominated.
Yeah,
right?
that's the other thing. Who are these people? I really wish I could curse.
But I think that's the fix, because before we were seeing the same like couple people, and it's like mainstream
I don't
things.
See again.
Wait, but let me land the plane.
Go ahead.
Let me land the plane, right? So I can't offer you an
Talking
answer.
about planes in a time like this, that's crazy.
I know. Okay, let me say something else. Right? So I can't offer you an answer, and I understand what you're saying, and then it's really just like the perception everybody has of it. But what I will say is, and again, I think it ties into the fix. What I do hope happens one day, or what the Grammys should be, is like something that like is held as like a metric or standard of like actually gauging the art, more or less. Right? Like still celebrate the music and people who are just doing it for fun. But if we're gonna give out an award, like let's give it out for something that's actually pushing like the thing forward, right? So like, I know you don't even like this comparison because I used it last time and you said the same thing about it, but the Pulitzer, right? They give that out because like you're pushing the particular thing you got nominated for, like jazz, music writing. They give that out like only people like, all right, you're actually pushing the needle on this. Here's this award, right? I think sometimes the Grammy gets mired because it's like it may come across as like a popularity contest.
Because that's exactly what it is.
So, and that's what I'm telling you. So I think they're trying to fix that.
I disagree.
You know, I said trying. I'm not saying they're succeeding.
I disagree. Look,
you can't disagree.
You know what it sounds like to me? Mm-hmm. Because
I think you're stuck on this.
No, because if you look at all of the people that have been nominated, right? Mm-hmm. Really and truly, the only categories that are different are the obscure ones, the ones that we don't really pay attention to.
I was actually having this discussion with somebody because I think those are the only ones where like it makes sense.
And then the hip hop ones.
Yeah.
Every other category is the same people. Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, you putting on a tinfoil hat right now.
What's the white girl that everybody loves in the Chiefs? I understand, but my point is, it's the same people, right?
And wrap it up,
and then Beyonce.
Yeah, we know
it's the same people.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that her Grammy. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way because I think I listened to the album, so I thought the album was pretty good. But I do feel like it was like we owe you this type of
and that's speaking to my point. Yeah. It's like.
I don't know, man. I get your point, but I feel like you could keep speaking on that point for as long as you want. It's just like, well, they're going to change eventually. It's going to have to change. Like, I don't know. There's nothing we could do about it.
That's true. I just wanted to know, like, why does the culture care about this so much?
I think when it originally started, it was supposed to stand for something. And it's like, people are always going to subscribe. People are always going to subscribe to something that they feel it's supposed to represent. You know?
I don't know.
They shouldn't. I mean, truth be told, we've seen that in history. Like, there are things people have co-signed, and you're like, damn, if only they knew what this co-sign meant.
See, you know what I mean? And then on top of that,
it kind of ties in, I don't know, well, I ain't gonna say the thing, but like your whole Trump point, it's like people signed up and they realized, oh shit, we may have fucked up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, you know what I think about some of these categories? Like Song of the Year. I understand that Not Like Us was like a banger and everything.
They played that every time we walked up.
But guess what?
Great.
You know what the number one song in the country is and has been for the last 20-something songs? Shaboozey, a bar song.
Shout out my boy.
He should have won.
Shout out Jaquan if y'all ain't know the original.
Yeah. He should have won. In this specific, he should have won. He has the number one song in the country. He's been nominated a bunch of times here. He won nothing.
That's crazy. I thought he did win something, or like I didn't get the recognition. I don't know, man. It's again. I know you saying it's a popularity thing, and you know what it is too. It's maybe the board, but I heard they're trying to fix it, bro. They're trying. I'm not telling you it's working. I'm not telling you it's working. But you know what's funny? There's two different pools. And I know you're on the pool of people saying like they ain't trying hard enough, and there's people saying like, all right, this was a better show out and presentation of the talent we have for this year. Right?
Sure. So I'm not talking about how they present things.
So let me ask this because we gotta move on bullets. We gotta move on bullets, bro. We gotta move on bullets. What do you think about Doechie's win?
What did she win for?
Wasn't it album of the year, rap album of the year?
Album of the year.
But even though she claims it was a mixtape.
You said rap album of the year?
Even though she claims it was a mixtape.
Hold on, let me see who else was in the category.
J. Cole was in it.
J. Cole was in
Might
it.
delete later.
Might delete later. Did I even listen to
Yo,
that?
press Control F and then type
I
hip hop
know.
album of the year. I'm just saying, bro. You're gonna
Hey,
look it up.
let me live. Jeez. Let me live.
Because you scrolling for hella
Let
long,
me
bro. You can do it in
live.
like 2 seconds.
Let me live.
Yo, we got bullets to run through, man.
Let me live.
And we almost hit the bottom here.
She won Best Rap Album.
Yeah.
J. Cole was in here.
Yup.
Common and Pete Rock.
Which was actually a pretty good album, too.
Eminem. Why was Eminem in here?
Did you listen to the
Metro
album?
Boomin.
It was alright. It wasn't bad.
Honestly, I think Eminem's. I don't like how he raps these days.
Yeah. So here's my
It's just-
thing.
ugh.
Yeah, I tell you this all the time. I give everything the college try. Like I listen to pretty much every new album that dropped this year, even some alternative joints, not only hip hop. And actually, I want us to to state what we listened to as of last year. That's also here on the
It's
list.
so hard for me.
But who else? There's one more.
Metro Boomin.
The album that took this man down originally.
Right. Yeah. As far as
The album
this,
that contained the firing shots.
as far as this category goes, again,
Yeah, I'm listening. Go on.
same people, but
Who's the same people? What same
J.
people?
Cole.
Metro Boomin's never been there.
sure, fine.
All right?
Future.
J. Cole actually
Eminem.
never win this joints either.
That's what I'm saying.
He don't win joints either.
I'm not saying that they don't. The same people win. I'm saying it's the same people in the category.
But he barely's in that category all the time.
Yeah, well, okay,
barely,
fine.
and that's his gripe with it too. That's why he don't show up to it no more.
That's fair.
And then I think it's so funny. I think once he stopped showing up, we started seeing him getting nominated more, which I think is crazy.
Well, they have to put in the nominations themselves.
Yeah,
Back to your question. I think I heard a couple of songs from this album. This album,
Oh.
in terms of
choose your words carefully.
how it's,
Choose your words carefully.
I want to
Choose
say
wisely.
how it's represented. I would say that this is like, what's the name of that Kendrick album?
Which one? The one you didn't like?
No. Before To Pimp a
Around,
Butterfly.
damn. Before Good Kid, Mad City.
Yes. To me, that's what this is.
Okay.
In terms of,
Good Kid, Mad
because
City.
she put a lot of her life and things that she's done into this. And that's what it felt like to me.
You know what's so funny? I listen to a lot of Doechii projects, and I don't want to say this upsets me, but what I just think is interesting and weird about this, not saying she didn't deserve some type of award, but it's like she came out and swore by the fact that this is a mixtape. And I thought it was a pretty good project, don't get me wrong. But then they gave it hip hop album of the year. And I'm not saying not deserved, but I just can't help but feel some type of way about it.
So you're saying you don't think mixtape should be nominated?
I don't want to say mixtapes shouldn't be nominated, but maybe they shouldn't. What do you think?
I think as long as you can describe something as a project, it should be up for grabs.
Because it might, and I'm not saying I'm mad at her for this, but I kind of hate how people are saying mixtape because they're kind of it's easy not to get graded too harshly by calling it a mixtape.
Fair.
You know what I mean? So
Fair.
let me not say album because I don't know how people are going to receive this. It's a mixtape.
Well, I think that I think that's people's, insecurities playing out
Yeah.
because you come from the era where we come from. There was a mixtape out every week.
Yeah.
And they did not care.
Yeah, they would just but that's what I liked. They were just practicing or
Right.
just making
Yep.
records, whatever they want.
Yep. There was times where the mixtape would sell more than the album. Because that's what people want. And I think it's a little insecure from, Doechii, if that's indeed what she did. Because back in the day, people used to put out mixtapes to experiment. They weren't afraid of what people would say. They would use it as fuel for the album.
Yep.
What's going to be on the album next? What sound are people liking?
Give them
All
a
that
taste.
stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think the last album to do this, last mixtape to win this, was it Chance? The Chance won rap album of the year, but it was for the 3, the one that had the 3 on it, and he was still calling that one a mixtape.
The one with the 3 on it?
Yeah, when he's
Is
looking
that-
down, he has the hat on, it has 3.
Really?
Yeah,
he won for
with Jay
that?
Electronica or whatever.
It wasn't even that good at acid rap was way better.
Let me it was. But let me just double check. Hold on. Chance the Rapper Grammy. I'm pretty sure it was album of the year. I don't remember if it was hip hop album of the year.
You know what gets me about this also? About these awards?
Mm-hmm.
Rhapsody won a Grammy.
Yo, listen, and then it was the joint with Erykah Badu, and I ain't gonna lie, I won't deny, I was on record saying like I thought the record could have been better, that song, but I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. And then it was so funny how in that album she criticized that she never won a Grammy and her music's fire, and then boom, won a Grammy.
Yep. I feel again that's like, and then on top of that, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of Killer Mike. When Killer Mike put out his album last year, or the year before?
Last year.
The first thing he said is,
Well, it was the year before, but it won last year.
The first thing he said is, I'm trying to win Rap Album of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the album was good, and I don't remember who else was in the category, but I feel like for the Grammys, it was kind of easy for them to make the decision because this guy, people know him. He's part of this group that's been putting out great projects. It was easier for them to just give it to him based off of those types of things alone. And I don't necessarily know how much thought went into deciding, okay, this is Rap Album of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, matter of fact, let me go see what was in the category.
I was gonna say you could go ahead, but let's not dwell because we got bullets to hit. But
You
also
can just cut it.
no, I also want to ask you a question, right? And this is like a tinfoil thing.
A tinfoil thing. Okay.
Short, sweet, right? Do you think Doechii will actually release a project after this?
Yes.
And then the reason I ask this is I'm asking this for fun. I don't mean any hurtful things, or I don't mean to be a clown or a troll about this. I just notice a pattern that when extremely talented female rappers win this award,
Man, you talking about Cardi?
and Lauryn Hill, they disappear.
No. First of all.
I just think it's funny. Tell me not. It's funny. Is this a funny point?
It's an interesting observation. I think the whole Lauryn Hill thing is a little different.
Yeah.
Cardi, on the other hand, I agree 100%. I think the thing with Cardi is they're scared to put out an album because it might not be good.
So then, and I was gonna say too. I was gonna also ask you, like, man, like she won it for, again, not criticizing her, but she won it for the mixtape, right? So now her project got to be like crazy now.
And I think
I feel that's a lot of pressure.
It's an unfair expectation.
Yeah,
is what I think.
That too. Yeah.
You got to let these people be themselves.
Yeah.
And the reason I think she's going to be a little different is because of how experimental she is. People expect that from her. Like she showed up to an award show in a bra and panties, man. Who does? That's weird.
I would even double down and say like, yeah, the expectation things would be crazy, and then I just think fans are a little finicky. Because then it's like she might win this, and then the next project might be fire. But then it's like, how are we sure people are gonna like try to receive it or like keep up with checking for her? Because I feel like there's been a lot of situations where like somebody wins a Grammy, and then it's like they're still putting out projects, they dropping, and then it's like we don't really see them anymore. Visibility wise.
I think it's going to be a little different for her specifically, just because of how strange she is and how different she is. Like, I think she said she's bi or something like that. She shows up in weird outfits. She raps about a bunch of different topics. I think all of that put together is a good mix of topics for an album.
Yeah.
And when you splice all of that with her own lived experiences with all of these different topics, I think the only thing I would worry about with her is she going to get the opportunity
or the eyes,
to continue being herself, or if she's going to let people take control of her career and contribute to what you're talking about, because I think that's what happened with Cardi.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know, man. Like, you say that, and then I think Cardi, like, I kind of agree, because I don't know if this is what you're saying. I think Cardi got in her own head. Because I feel like if she just doubled down and came back with a project, there would have been eyes on it.
I don't know.
Because people liked, like, you know how you just listed everything that Doechii has going for her? I think Cardi had enough staying power because she had a lot of stuff going for her also.
I agree, but that's
You know?
that's what I'm talking about with the second thing I said when I said, is she going to put her career in the hands of other people? Because I think that's the issue with Cardi.
Okay.
She doesn't write her music,
Mhm.
and the record label decides what comes out.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, she was having issues because the record label didn't want to put out her album, because apparently there's an album that's done,
Yeah.
or she has enough songs for one, but the record label doesn't want to put it out.
Okay.
So the only concern I have with Doechii is she going to be allowed to be as experimental as she is, and is she going to be allowed to be an artist?
Yeah. I was gonna say, you just made me think of 2 points, and we're gonna end the Grammy talk on this. I know you wanna. If you want to hit the rest of these bullets, I'm gonna need you to do it in like a sentence.
We don't
So you
have
know how
to
you
do
were
it.
asking before, like, what does any of this Grammy stuff matter?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying this is an important reason as to why it's matter, but what I do notice that the Grammys help with, they help with promotion. Obviously, goes for what I was saying. 2, I think they get better looks. Whether we believe that the Grammy award itself is important, like I like hearing Grammy nominated attached to your title, it gives you more like negotiation power when you walk in a room, more endorsements, more like opportunities to pivot to other things. So even if like the award itself for like making music that you should just feel authentic about doesn't feel good, at least it opens a door like, all right, like this 9 times award-winning Grammy artist walked in the door. All right, now I can negotiate for like $2 million if you guys want me to drop a contract or drop an album or whatever. So I will say it does help, regardless if we agree with it or not. It does help in that aspect.
It does,
Right.
But again, it's the same people.
Okay, which is fine. I get you. You keep saying the same people. I feel like they mixed it up, man.
Yeah, they mix
I
it
feel
up
like they mixed
for
it up.
like
I feel like when it's the same people, it's like a good like not good. I feel like it's like a like you probably might hear the same names for like the next 3 Grammys, but then after that, like they're kicked out, bro. And it's like the new guard, unless they have extremely strong staying power, bro. And you know, you named like Billie Eilish. I think she has strong staying power. I don't know what she's doing, but she has strong staying power.
sure.
I'm not saying I listen to every Billie Eilish album, but like
I
talk to my little sister,
honestly-
man. She loves
I
that
can
girl.
honestly say I ain't never heard a Billie Eilish song in my life.
Listen.
I may have, but I can't tell. Okay, side note, we don't have to talk about these last 3 questions because I think these 3 alone could give us a good 45 minutes to an hour, and they could be their own episode.
Okay, yeah, 100%.
So we don't have to do that.
All right, so-
what about that question you said you was going to ask?
In terms of what?
Was it the Kanye thing? You said you had a question to tie back.
I don't
So
know. I probably
topic we were
tied it back
talking
already.
about-
I don't remember.
Oh, all
I
right.
probably tied it back 100% already. I try not to dwell on questions too long because I will forget them.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Maybe. I don't know
It
because
wasn't
I'm not
the
recalling.
TikTok ban, or was it like Kendrick?
I'm pretty sure I tied everything in.
All
I'm
right.
pretty good at segues. I ain't gonna lie. But all right. So the next thing, and then you can run through this quick, right? So, you have any favorite music that you listen for 2024? Would you like me to go first?
Yes, please.
If you think you're okay.
Please go
So we, you know, in with our hiatus, we didn't kind of go over our top albums of 2024. I won't say I necessarily have top albums of 2024, but I will, you know, shout out these albums in particular because these are albums that I found myself returning to, whether that be intentional or unintentionally. And I think I just enjoyed them, and I have singles that I added to playlists and everything. And I feel like some of these albums weren't included in the Grammys, and I guess this could kind of feed your point. It's the same people type stuff because I think these are pretty solid projects. But in no particular order, I kept bumping that Redman album, Muddy's Water 2. It's actually pretty good. It's just him with his same crazy antics like we know him for, but it's like he's just rapping like, and he's having fun. So for an old head to rap and just have fun, I thought that was pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when old heads drop a project now, it got to be like a 444 type deal where it's like they getting me facts or just like trying to like put me on game. But I'm not saying he doesn't have bars putting you on game, but he's just having fun. He sounded like his young self, so I thought that was a pretty interesting project. Bumped it a whole bunch of times. It's 20-something songs, 26 songs.
Jesus.
Near 30. But he has skits in there.
I'm good.
So no, well, I'll play a song for you later, off record. You know, we had the episode dedicated to a Rhapsody. I did actually go back to the album. Don't
You
hate
did?
it. Yeah, don't hate it. Regardless of how people may feel about the last episode, did not hate it. Enjoyed it. But I do think she could do better, obviously.
I haven't gone back to it, honestly. Haven't
But-
played it again.
And guys, remember, this is his favorite artist.
One of.
I'm gonna say GNX liked it out the gate. I remember I was bumping that when I was at work. Off the first track, I was like, "Oh, he's coming for blood." And then he has the bops on there. He has like the sentimental songs, but it just seemed like I don't know that album reminded me. And I know you was trying to paint me as the villain earlier, but it reminded me of Yeezus a bit in terms of like. And I know you don't like Yeezus, so you don't listen to the minute details. But like, I think Kanye recorded Yeezus in a room in like a couple days. Like he didn't think about anything. He just recorded. Mike Rubin came in and just like, all right, yo, cut this out. And he just dropped it. And I feel like GNX has that feeling where it's like Kendrick's like, yo, I just won this thing. Let me just rap for y'all real quick. I don't care how the songs come out. Like he may have had some in the tuck, but he's like, I'm just dropping this. Like I have all these bars. I have some stuff recorded. If you listen to the recordings, it kind of sound like he was in a room. He had the mic like this holding, and he's like, hey, now, say now, I'm blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just rapping in the room. So I liked it, came back to it. Might delete later. As much as I was disappointed at Homeboy, I kept coming back to that, man. Crocodile Tears, that's my joint. Childish Gambino, Bando Stone. Not a good album, but I couldn't help but keep listening to it. I think he could do better. For that to be the last Childish Gambino album, I was a little disappointed, but there were some good tracks on there. Denzel Curry. Do you listen to Denzel Curry?
No.
Yo, King of the Mischievous South?
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a crazy album. Like, there was bangers on there, and I don't know what it is about Denzel Curry, man. Sound like DMX mixed with like every Southern rapper you ever heard in your life, but like the old school joints. I'm gonna play a song for you on that. Don Toliver, Hearthstone Psycho.
This is a long list.
It's not that long. Hearthstone Psycho. Nice R&B vibes. Vince Staples, underrated. Dark Times.
I did listen to that.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Honestly,
I enjoyed it.
Can't remember a single thing from it.
And honorary mention for hip hop, Blue Lips. Didn't come back to it, but I did keep coming back to the single with Rico Nasty. That was a bop. I even got some R&B / pop joints. The Leon Thomas joint. Did you hear that? Mutt?
No.
Kept coming back to that. That was good. Lucky Day Algorithm, fire. If you want some like sing-songy joints, that was good. That was his experimental joint.
If this doesn't show you that he is a music head, I don't know what will.
Charlie XCX, Brat, I think she was nominated for some joint. I'm so upset. That was a good album. That was a good album.
know.
I was surprised. I was like,
wouldn't know.
yo,
You know
this
what?
is
We
hot.
should do a listening party.
This is
I ain't never heard of some of these, man.
Linkin Park from Zero.
They put out an album?
They put out an album
I
because
thought they broke up.
No, they finally found somebody to
Replace
stand in
Chester?
for. I don't want to say
That's
replace sounds
crazy.
vicious, but yeah, they have somebody standing for Chester. It's a female. I forgot her name, but I think she does a pretty good job holding the album.
Okay.
I don't want to say it's it's not because of her skill. It's just like very jarring if you're like very a Chester fan. So it's kind of a new experience to listen to somebody like
Yeah, it's
try
like-
to take that place, and especially being a female voice. So, but I think she does a good job. You could tell these lyrics are something Chester would say. It's just with a new voice. And then honorable mention, August 08, Pretending's Okay. New artist, not really known of, but he passed away like
What?
3 years ago, and his
wow.
family has been releasing albums on his behalf every August 8th because that's when he was born.
How long did he record?
That's what I was wondering, but the album is really good, bro. Like I'll play that for you too. It's actually really good. I don't even know what you would consider it. Like he went into some of the songs sound French house dance, R&B fusion. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, so I'll play some for you. And do you want to go on, or do you want me to say my most anticipated of 2025? Matter of fact, what did you listen to? 2024. Nutshell. Go.
I am
Go.
an old man, so I want to preface this by saying I listen to
This will help
very
you.
few I'm not drinking that. Very few new albums. Okay, I did listen to the Vince Staple album. You know, like I said, cannot remember it. So I don't think it had that much staying power for me. Obviously, Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Same with her. I mean, you know,
You listen to Uncle Murda.
you know what? I gotta say, I have to say, the album is a good reminder that as an artist, when you find your lane and you just stay in it,
And he's rapping.
you just stay in your lane and you can find some consistency, Uncle Murda is never going to win a Grammy. But he will give you exactly what you think you should get from him.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to be said about
what-
an artist that can do that.
That's what I do like about him. That's what I will admit.
You know, and Tony Yayo, snap.
This man.
Okay.
I listened to the album off your recommendation. I'm gonna have to listen to it again just to dig out some more nuggets.
Listen, I just want to say, I don't think it's a great, it's not a great album, but like I said, for Uncle Murda to give you consistency, you know, it's something to be said with that. I think it got terrible at the end, you know, but those first couple songs, all the way up until Yayo's verse, like Yayo is the
All right, next album, bro.
the thing that I
album,
took
bro.
away from the album. You brought it up.
You listen to GNX? You said that.
I listened to GNX. I actually like GNX. When first time I heard turn his TV off, the mustard drop. Oh man,
Did you listen to? I'm trying to help you out. Oh, sorry.
it's
Let me
not
finish.
gonna
Let
work.
me-
But yeah, GNX was great.
Did you listen to Absol? Did you listen to Freddie Gibbs?
Nope.
Those albums I also listen
Those
to.
are not typically people I listen to.
Okay.
So. But what I did do,
Okay.
and I'm very proud of this, I went back.
Oh, you listened to some Griselda joints this year, didn't you? I thought you liked Griselda.
I think that was last year.
No, they dropped
year
some on the
before.
top. Benny
It
dropped
was-
the top of this year.
That was last
The one
year.
he was sitting at the table. I forgot the name of it.
think-
I did listen to the album. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
I
it was this
listened
year.
to the one before that.
Okay, so then never
Not
mind.
the one from last year. I think it's the one before that. But what I did was I went back to 1997, okay, or 98, one of them years, and I listened to
Oh, he dropped 3 albums in 2024.
Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette.
Which one was it? Because he dropped 3.
I think
At
it's
least 3.
wait. Go ahead.
This one I listened to. Everybody Can't Go.
I think that was it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one.
Okay.
But yeah, 1997, Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette. You know, I
Jagged
heard
Little
about this,
Pill.
but I didn't listen to that yet.
It is a great album. Okay,
See, and this is all I asked you to say, but you never.
it's like it's a. I have these moments where I listen to something unconventional, and this is one of those unconventional ones in the sense that she's
It's a 2015 remaster.
not that one, you know, an older one.
Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had a play on Broadway, so that's probably why that happened.
Okay.
But
They have a new one, still called Jagged Little Pill.
yeah, there's a play called Jagged Little Pill where they basically take all the songs from the album and they intertwine it into a play.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they did not put it out as a new compilation. It says 2015 under it.
But what I'm saying is they probably put it out in general because of the play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a great album. Like, I'm shocked.
Man, I be telling you just recommend some joints, and you don't want to be recommend.
Well,
I don't
this is-
care.
this
I
ain't-
like any
you know,
brand.
this ain't
You know what I'm
rap,
saying?
you know?
It don't matter.
All right,
I listen
fine,
to everything.
Fine,
It doesn't
fine,
matter.
Fine. I'll try to do that. You know, more. If you know, speaking of that,
Yo.
if you're into
Wrap
fun,
it up.
if
Go
you're
on.
into fun, the first 2 and only albums, amazing. The first album,
The first 2 who?
fun.
Oh, FUN. I listened to those.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I know
love
those albums.
I love those albums.
I listened to actually the 3. The one with when he's holding the guy's holding the gun, the duck on it.
That's their best.
Summer Nights or whatever nights.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one. Some nights.
Some
it's
nights,
okay.
there we go.
It's
I,
okay.
I liked that one.
okay.
I bumped that a lot in like what year did that come? 2010, right?
Nah, I think that
I was in
like
high school when that came out.
2014.
No, that was like 2010 with
2010?
Janelle Monáe.
Maybe
I was in high school with
2011,
that joint.
2012. I don't know if it was 2010. Was it really 2010?
Let's see.
Guys, we're old. Okay. We're old.
We not as old as some people, bro. But there you go. 2012. Yeah, I remember I was in high school. This was on my BlackBerry. I was listening to this album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Um,
And I listened to a lot of Bob Marley. So you know,
you're-
legend.
so this man is
I'm an
saying
old man.
albums that
It's yes.
wasn't 2024 necessarily.
correct.
But okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because I have that as a whole separate list of what I'm currently listening to. But I'll condense it. Any anticipated albums for 2025?
No, I have no idea what's coming
Running
out.
through my list right now, bro. And I think you're gonna like at least this one. At least I don't know if you're gonna get as hype as I
Better
am.
not say Drake.
Alchemist and Yassine Bey
I
having
don't
a
care.
joint drop.
I'm sorry, I don't
Call. Well, all right, that's you. Call Forensics.
care. Okay.
I'm hyped. I want to listen to this because Alchemist has been on a run. He's been producing a lot of albums for a lot of people. Over
Didn't
the
he
past
do a
couple years.
Nas joint?
He did a Nas joint. He did one with what's that guy with the deep heavy bass? Larry June. He just did one with Larry June in 2 Chainz. He did one with Rock Marciano. I don't know. He's been on a run. Like I don't know. People just been hitting him up and he's been giving him beat packs and then the albums are dropping.
Oh wow.
So you go to Alchemist page, you're gonna see like he did a whole bunch of albums. But this one I'm hyped, and apparently they're having I guess the preview stream of the album tomorrow, Super Bowl day. So just in case you do want to give it a check out. I'm waiting also for the clips. Let God sort them out because I want to know if Kendrick gonna be on there. I want to know if Pusha and Kendrick will proceed
I don't
to
think
beat
so.
your boy over the head on
Nah.
the track. Probably not.
I don't.
But I want to hear the album. I think it's
I
pretty
don't
good.
think Pusha would want to do
Because
that.
yo, listen, your boy No Malice has not rapped.
Yeah,
Well,
because
he
he's
did the little
godly
features.
now.
So that's what I'm saying. I think this is going to be a good project, especially if they were both able to lock in. And this is what I'll be trying to get you to do, bro. Lock in with me. We
Hey,
can have an
don't
album.
start this.
You know what I'm saying? But they're able to lock in and then put out a good body of work. I'm hyped for it. Roddy Ricch, surprisingly. They're hyping him up. He might be making a comeback, and LA's on the wave right now, so this album may do numbers. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. It's called the Navy album. Next on the list, I know you didn't want me to say this, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm curious to see what Drake and P&D got. I'm curious. I'm curious.
You want to hear sexy songs for you?
And it's next week. It's next week on
Sure.
Valentine's Day.
Sure.
He's dropping this immediately, supposedly.
Sure.
I also want to know how that deal is looking. Like that's like a joint. Like P&D's not signed to Columbia, right? Like he's
No, he
signed,
signed to OVO Sound.
but through by way of because Drake can't publish himself. His company doesn't publish himself.
Okay.
Like Drake signed to OVO, but it's through UMG.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I forgot what P&D is on. So I think it's coming through that. So
I'm pretty sure I read it's on OVO Sound because he put out his last Party Next Door 4.
yes, it's OVO Sound.
I know, I understand what you're saying, but I thought he literally just signed to just Drake.
Nah,
not
it
through
has
Columbia or whatever.
Nah, it has to be a publishing company like PG Lang, right? Even though Kendrick drops album, I think it's still through Interscope.
Okay. I see what
You know
you're
what I'm saying? Which is through UMG. So I just want to know how that contract looking because if UMG and Drake are in beef right now, like, will they really let Drake drop a project?
Well, they're gonna take somebody out his sweatshop.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying because that may be his way around it too. Like, yo, drop this through OVO, but on whatever, and then I'm just on it. Like, we're gonna see what happens, right? Rihanna supposedly supposed to be dropping.
I believe that when I see it.
Supposedly, which ironically is funny because ASAP Rocky is supposed to be dropping this year too.
He's going to jail.
No,
that man is so stupid.
No, he's not. His boy is stupid because he's not because his boy just got caught lying on the stand. So they got nothing to build the case. They might throw out the case now.
I'm fine.
Yeah, so
I
he's
hope
not going to jail.
he better not go to jail after that plea deal that they gave him.
That's what he's saying. So he denied it, and then I think this was like 2 days ago. So you may have missed it. Like,
I saw a story about some dude on the stand saying something.
ASAP, was it 12E? That's the one who's suing him.
That's crazy.
So they caught him lying on the stand, like
is
bad.
hilarious.
Like so they're gonna throw that joint out. But if Rihanna's dropping, he drops. I think that would be a pretty cool like husband wife.
I feel like he forgot how to rap.
He may have, I ain't gonna lie.
Like, which is
He may
crazy
have, I ain't
because
gonna lie.
I heard.
But it's not on my list. Only Rihanna's
Oh,
on my
man.
list. Unfortunately, sorry, ASAP. Until I see some like improvement, like I ain't gonna lie, on the list. J. Cole might drop the Fall Off, so I'm checking for that. And Jid and Metro Boomin are doing a joint album. Metro Boomin got hard beats, and Jid usually is more like consciously rapping. So I'm curious to see how that mixes. It's called Jidtro.
I'm sorry,
Jid and Metro.
I can't get behind Metro Boomin after he tried to backpedal from the whole
The
thing.
beef thing,
Yeah, because it's like
him and Future. I ain't gonna lie,
like,
but
come on.
Future was more so trolly. But at the same time, it's like, bro, we know what you were doing. But yeah, and that's my most anticipated. You say you have nothing. There are probably some pop and R&B joints, but I could always talk about that later.
Can we pause this for a second? I gotta go check something.
All right.
Upstairs.
Cool. So I also just want to say, anything you're listening to now, anything that dropped as of recently?
No.
Okay.
I've just been going back to old albums like Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah, you can say that. So
albums.
what are you listening to? Be honest.
Going back to the Cool, Lupe Fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to gosh, I'm forgetting blanking on some of the names, but the album with Adoration of the Magi. Murals.
Tetsuo and the Youth.
Yes, Tetsuo and
How you
Youth.
blank
Been
on
going back to
bro?
that. Been going back Drogas Wave. Funny enough, don't ask me why.
I thought you really liked that one because of the story.
It was
Yeah.
the story was weird, but you know I like the songs on it. Like I said, reggae, a lot of reggae music, like Bob Marley. Been going down a Beanie Man.
I went on a stretch. I
Jeez.
listened to like every Bob Marley album. Like at least I tried last year. I got up to Kaya. I didn't get after Kaya.
I
was
I watched the movie and I was like, So
Thought it was
based
pretty
on the
good.
movie, yeah, it was pretty good. Based on the movie, the album he was recording, I got that one, Legend. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was really good.
But yeah, that's basically what I've been on.
What I listened to, The Weeknd dropped top of the year.
I was gonna listen to that,
I like it.
but I don't like
It's
the
long,
Weeknd.
though.
I'm
It's
not a huge
long.
Weekend fan.
The thing is, I don't know. He's, I guess you could say, I don't want to say he's an acquired taste because I feel like he did a lot in his career to change him being acquired taste. Like in the beginning he was, but then he started like catering to like bigger sounds. So it was there was a point where it was kind of hard not hearing him. You know, the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack, the Can't Feel My Face. I'm a mob star boy. That song, you know what I'm saying? Like he increased the sound, so it's kind of hard not to say like, oh, you enjoy at least one Weeknd song. The song from the Black Panther soundtrack was pretty good too.
I have no idea what song that is.
Was it the Black Panther soundtrack or the Game of Thrones soundtrack too? No, he was also on the Black Panther one. That was a good song too.
People, if you can't tell that I don't really listen to music like that, man.
But listen to the album. I think you should start if you're gonna listen to this new album, and I know you have, and you don't listen to Weeknd personally. And listen to me, bro. I would never guide you wrong when it comes to listening to an
Allegedly.
album. All right. I would argue you should start from the top because this is a trilogy, and this
Yeah,
is the
I
best.
saw that.
So,
but I don't know if I can do
arguably,
that.
But if you want something you could just jump in and might have a good vibe or like right away, listen to the second album that was part of this trilogy, the Dawn FM.
The thing where he's like a zombie.
An old man on the front.
Yeah,
Because that one is, I think,
that's the one where he's at that award show running around like he ain't know.
no,
what's
that's After Hours. That's when he's wearing the red.
Okay.
Yeah, this one when he was wearing the bandages on his face.
Okay, when he had that weird looking those cheeks.
Yeah. Pause. Yeah.
What? How is that? Okay.
But Dawn FM when he's old because I like that one. I think it was underrated, and I think there was the whole controversy where, and I don't know how true this was. They were saying like, oh, you either win a Grammy or perform at the Super Bowl. You have to choose. I'm not sure if you remember that rumor that was going around for a while, and he didn't show up to the Grammys that year. Wasn't nominated for none. Yet that same album was like playing everywhere extremely. So I thought that was a crazy snub back a while. I think that adds to your gripe with them.
I'm saying.
But this guy was the Weeknd. So if you want good feel after Dawn, definitely recommend Jim Carrey's on it. But I'm currently listening to his new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. He has some bangers on there. R&B Future shows up. Future is singing his ass off for whatever reason on a couple songs, and I was shook. And I have been listening to Bad Bunny. Maybe because of my girl's influence, but it's actually a pretty good album. He actually is telling a story through it. Like, not saying he doesn't do that, but I like albums with stories and then include your culture, and then you have new sounds. And I think this is a good album. He needed this type of album.
I was doing some research about, because there's some topics we didn't talk about. So I was doing some research on those, and it mentioned that the popularity of Latin music increased.
Yeah, expensive.
From, because I think they did from 2018 to 2024. So, and I think that coincides with the rise of Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
And so I think that
I won't lie. I'll say this on record because I tell everybody that talks to me about Bad Bunny. In the beginning, I did not like this guy, especially when he put out that song "Creepy Kush," because I lived in a very predominantly Spanish area, and when they would hear my last name, our last name, they love to use that song, and it was very irritating because it's like, how dare this guy?
it's
You know.
it's funny you say something like that. There's something I was paying attention to the other day, and there's another project coming out with Kush in the name. Can't remember what it is though.
Yo, you just gave me. I think I heard about that, right? You just gave me.
Yeah.
Hold on, you just gave me
I was like, wow.
album. You just gave me something.
So funny though, because whenever I meet people, I get 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really your last name?
Yeah, all the
And
time.
do you know what your first name means?
All the time. But anyway, and since you've been listening to a lot of old albums, I got back into Wale. I was listening to some Wale.
I saw a video on social media about a Wale and Lady Gaga song, and the caption was, "How do you explain Wale and Lady Gaga to people today?"
Oh, I retweeted that. That was me. That was probably
That
for
was
me.
you?
Yeah, I retweeted it.
Oh
I
my
retweeted
gosh.
it. And then they were playing that song, looking at. Yeah, so I've been listening to that.
I never got into Wale, man.
He's not bad. I like, to be honest with you, I remember I
Never
forgot
got into him.
The Gifted was my album. That album had a chokehold on me when I
It's
used
crazy.
to work as.
That's wild. How deep was it?
I don't know if I want to answer that question. You know what I wanted to say right there? That deserved the craziest pause.
You said it. I just asked.
I said chokehold.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that happen?
How's that gay?
I didn't say it was gay. I just asked how deep was it. That's all.
Content wise of the album, like I'm still lost on the question. You know what? I've actually been listening to Rakim, the 18th Letter.
Oh wow.
For some reason, I've been
Is
bumping
that wait?
album.
When was that? Well,
That album, you want to know the year?
Yeah.
That was 97.
okay, that makes sense.
That was
He
97.
was.
Yeah.
Listen, he's responsible for.
And I'm listening to the tracks, and I'm like, man,
He's responsible for where hip hop is today.
yeah, he pushed a lot of the rapping because
Yeah.
the way he raps, it's not like I always quote this Gambino joke or Donald Glover when he did the stand up. He was like, "You ever try listening to old school hip hop? It's always like they rapping exactly at the beat and they're like rapping nonsense." He's like, "I went to the store and I bought me a hat." You know what I'm saying? So like, there was even in the '80s, it was still heavy like that.
Yes.
Even with Run DMC.
Yes.
And then you got people like Daddy Kane that like kind of pushed it a little
Slow it
further.
down.
And then when he came through, he was like, "I'm gonna give you
Rapping
double
on.
rhymes within the line, and then
Yep.
still rhyme at the end,
Yep.
and then make it make sense with the next line." People wasn't really thinking like that. They were like, "All right, line 1 rhymes with line 2. Line 2 may not rhyme with line 3, but I'll come back on 4." Like they were very systematic with it, and I think he did push the like,
Yep.
it don't gotta be so robotic. Let's
It's
jump
that,
and shit.
It's the flow. It's
Yeah.
almost everything.
Yeah. So I was listening to the lyrics. I'm like, yo, this could hold up to today. Like some of this could hold up today. But there are some songs where he goes Mr. Lyrical Miracle, and I'm just like, all right, you lost me, bro.
Yeah. Is he like that Lloyd Banks album that came out like 2 years? No, that was last year.
Nah,
Not even 2 years. That was last year, yo. Was that last year or 2023?
I don't recall. Let me
Oh
see.
man's coming out rapping like 2005. Dog. You know what's crazy?
Listen to
I take the LIRR when I go to work sometimes, and there's this dude that always gets on the train.
And he rapping?
No.
Oh, I was
he
saying, like,
has
out
he
loud.
has a Bluetooth speaker, and he's always playing some like 05, 06 rap, and it's just bleh.
This man, it can't be that bad.
It's
But
terrible.
as of late, that's what I've been listening to. So I'm gonna play like 3. I'm gonna play a song from each of the albums I just told you should listen to right now, and then we'll see how that goes. Let's end on the note. We won't actually debate today. Let's just end on the note of let's ask this question, right? Let's ask this question.
Yeah.
Let's say hallelujah. And then maybe if anybody in the comments want to, put their
If we get
insight,
a
and then we could kind of argue with people about it,
I'm
right?
not arguing with nobody in the comments.
All right, listen. Today's debate topic was: do famous people or artists owe us anything, obligation-wise? Right. So, maybe this is what you were thinking about when I was talking about the Snoop thing, and this is the correlation.
Yes.
This is the tie back.
Yes.
So this is our debate topic. So reason I really thought about this question is because the whole Snoop Dogg situation. Because when they pressed him about it and called him a hypocrite, he was like, "I don't owe y'all shit." Right. So I think, right, and I'm open to change, and this is just gonna be my overall opinion / statement, and then you can chime in with yours. I get it from the person's aspect. It's like you don't gotta explain yourself to nobody. But I do recognize that if you're going to elevate yourself and become the mouthpiece for a marginalized group of people, you're gonna have to kinda step in and explain your moves. Even if you don't want to, the stance and the position that you adopted warrants that. And that's just my opinion. What do you say?
I kind of see both sides, but like I said earlier, like
They're people.
I
we
think
don't gotta put them on a
yeah,
pedestal. And the thing
yeah.
is, I feel like we could do it without putting on the pedestal, but I'll let you finish your point. Go.
yeah, I don't think he wouldn't matter if we didn't make him matter.
And that's why I think he owes people the obligation. Well, not the obligation. Like, I would say, like, all right, Snoop Dogg said in his first album, he's going to give the whole world $5,000. I want my $5,000. Shit like that, I'm not going to hold you to. But, like, if people look up, and you, again, I know you said it earlier, like, we should be choosing our heroes. Fine. Recognize that. Agree with that. But, again, if you're going to be the mouthpiece voluntarily of a certain group, and you're saying, like, oh, all y'all are, you know, you get a little hypocritical, all y'all are coons if you do this, at least tell us why you flipped.
That's fair.
At least tell us why you flipped. You don't have to say, like, I flipped and fuck y'all and this, that. Just be like, yo, listen, I flipped because of this, guys. All right, now peace.
That's
You know
fair.
what I mean?
You know, I think that's fair. I think offering an explanation for why you were hypocritical in this instance
Yeah.
is fair, because you can't say what you said and then escape criticism for doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Yep.
So that was my question. And then I think it also ties in. I have a couple bullets here. We don't have to go into detail again. We can leave it for the comments. But like artists that don't do interviews, you know, I feel like a lot of journalists as of late have been complaining like the artists don't give us stuff. I'm
Kendrick.
like, he just did an interview, so you can't even say that no more.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when was the last one before this?
I don't know, maybe like 3 years ago,
Are you sure?
maybe
Because he
4.
disappeared for 5.
I'm pretty sure he did an interview for Mr. Morale. I could be wrong. And even if he didn't, he did it for Damn, definitely. I think Damn was the most one I can recall.
2017?
Which I can recall. But hey, listen, that's
years ago.
why we're asking the question. Do they owe us interviews? It goes into the obligation thing. I feel like they don't really owe us interviews, but I do miss the era where you found out about artists during an
what?
interview.
It's
I do
funny.
miss that era.
Oh man, see, this is why I feel like those questions we didn't ask could be their own
Yeah.
thing, because a lot of the research that I did coincides with this very thing.
We could pick up next episode with
Sure.
this too. Start the top.
And what I found was, or what I was gonna say is, a lot of artists today, they don't connect things.
Mm-hmm.
They want everything to be separate. They want everything to be like its own thing.
Again.
And I feel like that does a disservice to their art and themselves.
So
because-
so I like how funnily enough you say that about Kendrick, but I would argue okay.
This was just in general.
I don't want to make it his cast again, but at the same time, I would argue, like, not even argue because you're saying you're fine. I'd say that's what Drake be doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, man sends out a whole bunch of subliminals, gets mad that we saying you shooting at somebody or that we're taking your shot as a certain way, but it's like, bro, you don't talk about this joint.
Yeah, it's the same with the Metro Boomin thing.
Yeah, and then when we do get you on record talking, you kind of
Sidestep.
or you act jaded,
Yep.
and we could
Like,
see
what are
it.
y'all talking about? Man?
Yeah.
I didn't do this because I know I named it We Don't Trust You, but that wouldn't be good to him.
You know, and then other point is like, you know, Trump shaking things up the way he wants, like, and you know, he started off, and it ties in, I think, right? You tell me if it doesn't, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he became he's a famous person 1st, became the president, right? And then I think I'm quoting the Dave Chappelle thing where he gave Trump the warning, like, listen, bro, like, you became president, now take care of the country. I know he's not gonna do it, but that's why I'm asking. Like, do you think famous people or artists owe us obligation? President is a famous person, but maybe I should say
In that situation, hell yeah.
Because now you're like a professional. You got the job that requires you to take care of your people. You know, so okay. But yeah, that's this episode. That's what we're gonna end on. Any final thoughts, reflections?
Blue Chew, holla at us.
Okay, yeah, Blue Chew, Honey Packs.
Oh, you know what? I will even take steak. I don't gamble, but
No,
they're everywhere.
you don't coast.
I will steak.
I'm going to leave off with a recommendation. Anybody who hasn't listened to the Weeknd album, give it a shot. Let us know what you think about it. Definitely let Kwesi know what you think about it.
I don't care. You can listen to the Alanis Morissette album, though.
I will. And see how I'm receptive of that? I will listen to that.
Okay, what are you trying to say? I'm not receptive?
You're not, because I guarantee we're going to leave here. You're not going to listen to the Weeknd.
I don't want to listen to the Weeknd. I was going to.
Exactly.
I was going to do that before this.
I'm listening.
Before you convinced me not
I'm telling you, listen to Dawn FM.
I don't know what that is. I did see that it was part of a trilogy because everybody was talking about that.
That's
look, this was the Benny the Butcher album.
That one also came out. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, that one's older. But yeah, and again, leave your stuff in the comments if you guys have recommendations for us or anything that you would like us to hear. Listen
I want a good reggae album.
Have opinions
not
on.
named.
Yo, did you listen?
Or Capable.
Let's talk about this off record. All right, peace. Till the next one.
Later.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap on this discussion. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast.
Yes, thanks for tuning into this round of debates and hot takes. As you can see, despite being brothers, we don't always agree.
Ain't that the truth? But that's what makes it fun, right?
I guess.
Remember, if you love what you heard today, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating. Your feedback helps us keep the conversation going.
If you have any burning topics you want us to tackle or speak on, hit us up on social media. We love hearing from people.
That's right. You can find us at the socials listed in the description. We're always down for a good debate.
Until next time, peace.
Peace out.